You can't fake a festival. You have to have the money up front for it.
A weird little version of Blue Ridge in our own backyard.
I'm in the victims of Capulet Fest. The minute that got set up,
they paid for one thing and got another.
Blatantly trying to cover up like the fact that this is not the way that you're supposed to do the business. Thinks that we're just an amateur band that's not going to know that.
We are the boys who rock runner.
My name's Micheal Seremet, West Hartford, Connecticut. So local to Connecticut. My goal, honestly, I saw the lineup come out and I was like, wow, I haven't seen Taproot forever. It'd been like 20 years since I saw Taproot. Cold was on the list. I'd never seen Cold before. I wanted to see them. I'm a big fan of Skillet, and I was like, wow, they got Skillet. And I love August Burns Red, so they threw them on the bill, and I was like, that's killer for a Friday night. And I was really there mainly for all the bands on Friday night because I love the metalcore style and the hardcore style. And all the bands were on Friday night. I'm like, I wish they'd put some on Saturday. One of the major bands I saw, bands I wanted to see, the two bands on Saturday, which luckily they hung around, were Uncured and Major Moment out of Boston, because I'd actually met those bands at Blue Ridge in 2021 and like 2022. So I'd gotten to meet those bands, see those, and I was like, oh, that's awesome that they're performing at Capulet down the road. And so yeah, that's what I wanted to see, was those bands, check them all out. And I mean, Senses Fail I'd seen before, but I'm like, cool, I'd love to see them again. So I loved all the different bands that played, whether they were like what people would call Christian metal or not, and everything. So
yeah, I was looking at the lineup in particular, and I mean, you know, we'll kind of get around to this, but you were at there last year too, and it was like, for me, last year it was Norma Jean all day. This year it was kind of Senses Fail. Like, okay, if I was gonna go, it would certainly be for these guys. So yeah, you know, they definitely did as far as getting a lineup together of that, particularly where nostalgia is in, you know, that's sort of the thing. Right. It looked awfully good on paper, you know, where trends are cyclical and all that.
And nothing against last year's lineup, because last year's lineup was good for a 2-day festival. But, you know, you look at August Burns Red, and you're going to get a lot more of the metalcore and pit people than you are Memphis Mayfire or All That Remains. You're still going to get that, but you're not going to get as many people that are into the metalcore style and all like that. And that's why I kind of liked Impending Doom and Gideon were going to play. I'm like, oh, that's awesome.
Just found out I like Gideon
too. And I've seen Gideon at a small venue in Jersey before, and they bring it. And yeah, you know, it was, I'm not shocked to see a lot of the bands dropped off. I think also what was going to grab a lot of people and they dropped off was Upon a Burning Body, because they're a huge band that's making a wave and people are loving their style.
Definitely, yeah.
So you were, I mean, I'm sure you've seen kind of all of the controversy, and I imagine you've been plugged in enough to find us and reach out. So you were, you know, are you in the groups and stuff right now?
Yeah, I'm in the Victims of Capulet Fest. The minute that got set up,
it's so good.
I joined that because I was in all the Blue Ridge things when that was going on, because I'm a victim of Blue Ridge too. So yeah, I basically joined that, and then news media and you guys, everybody started reaching out. I actually did an interview with a news reporter from WTNH in New Haven / Hartford for Channel 8 down here. And, you know, she was like, and I watched the thing, and the clips were good from it that she took from what I have to say. And she's like, what do you ultimately want? I go, I want my money refunded like everyone else, but I want Capulet Entertainment / Capulet Festival to be held accountable for this. Like, whatever went wrong, and the non-apology, for them to come out and say, we tried, they kind of fought us, this, that. No. You kept us all in the dark. As the Thursday at 3:30, 4 o'clock, we didn't even know where we were going for a venue or anything like that. You just put out, we're almost there. Almost there to what? Canceling a festival, having it? Like, what the hell? Like, and they were just cryptic with every message, which I had friends that were on Thursday still driving up here because they said, we already paid for the Airbnb. We already took time off from work. Like, we're going regardless. The worst thing that happens is we got to go to Boston or somewhere else to have fun. So
So what when you were there, like you said you were there for Friday and Saturday, like when you were there, were you getting kind of vibe that there was issues? Was things kind of seem normal? Like what was the
Friday night, because only 2 bands dropped off. The one band from Connecticut, Life in Your Way, I think, and Sleep Theory were the only 2 that had dropped off. So it was still because it was started at 5 o'clock. I was like, okay, venue opened on time for us. Seemed like there was enough security. Sizable crowd actually for that. Not probably as sizable as would have been the Speedway, but still sizable enough for the Webster to fit things in, and everything was going on without a hitch, and it wasn't a problem. You could tell that like the crowds, it wasn't as many people, but there's still a lot of people, but people were pissed and angry. You could tell people were upset. I was upset on Friday because I drove in with my parking pass where they sent out a little message saying VIP has priority, but GA, there'll be plenty of parking. You can park your car in the Webster parking lot. I rolled up there and they wouldn't let any GA in. I'm showing them my parking pass. They wouldn't let us in. So my friend goes, what are we going to do? I go, I know what we're going to do. We're sure as hell not parking this neighborhood with a car in the street because I've had my car's window smashed there before. I'm not doing that. We drove to the convention center where it's secure, had to park our car there, and then all 6 of us hopped into an Uber to drive us to the conventions or to the Webster and then take us back home. And even the people in the Ubers were saying, yeah, this ain't a safe neighborhood. I have no idea where they're having a festival here. They go, and it's not the Webster's fault. It's just the area around it's not great. The drug dealers and other problem people come out, and the Webster has good people living that area and around it, and the people that work there are good. It's just you unfortunately are not in a great area, and people's cars get broken into. And I'm like, I'm not having that happen with the buddy that's drove in from Pennsylvania and other people from Virginia. So we had to do that. So it was more money out of pocket. But I guess what frustrates me is, okay, you don't even have the lot full of VIP cars. There's nobody here. I'm here in enough time, and I'm here at the scheduled times to be able to park before you're opening doors. So Friday went off without a hitch. Saturday was an S show. It was a mess. We thought we were going to miss the first bands because we were a little late getting there. Doors were supposed to be 12:30. 2 o'clock rolls around before they're letting us people in. And I found out just from bands posts that they weren't, the ones that played Saturday didn't even know on Friday from promoters or anybody what times they were supposed to be at the venue. So they all just started showing up at 9 a.m. and the venue had no idea what to do with them. So they just were like, I guess you can set up over here with merch and stuff. And I've talked to 3 different bands that were like that, saying we had no idea. And it's been all over their Facebook saying, we had no idea what the hell we were doing. And it's like, how can you be a promoter and not know? That's like, oh, I could understand you not possibly the fans should be there and not taking care of the press and this, that. Take care of the bands first. That's the ones you're paying to play. I mean, what the hell?
Did you pay for extra stuff besides that? Or did you actually, you know what? The other thing I wanted to know, a little bit two-pronged there, is did you get any correspondence directly from the fest that wasn't just like crossing your fingers and hoping you saw everything you needed to know on Facebook?
Yeah, so my big thing was, so from us, so we didn't go. We started seeing a lot of the hoorah. Was it probably Wednesday? Or it was either Wednesday.
Thursday.
It was Thursday.
It was
so the day before. And that was all through hearsay, just through our friends that just know about the situation and such. Did you ever get any official email or anything from Capulet Fest, or was it all stuff that you heard on?
We never got any official emails from them. They never said anything about parking and all until they started posting stuff cryptically. Before they said about 4 o'clock, it's going to the Webster. I had heard rumors from friends going, it's going to the Webster. I know a couple people in bands that say it's going to the Webster, because there was one guy from a band that was all over social media trying to be positive of everything, which he was great about and all, trying to make a positive spin. But he goes, guys, I'm in the band. I'm playing Saturday. I have no idea what's going on either. I heard rumors. And then so about 4:30, they finally tell us it's going to the Webster. And that's when we all go. And at this time on Thursday, my friends that arrived from Pennsylvania and this, that, and they said, what's the Webster like? I said, if they really sold 10 to 12,000 tickets like the Speedway is supposed to hold, I said, there is no way you're fitting everybody in that venue. I said, that venue holds cap 12 to 1,500. I said, it's a small venue. I said, it's not a bad venue, but I said, the area around it's not great. I said, there's no way you're going to fit all these food trucks in there. You're not going to fit every vendor that's there. And I feel bad for the vendors more because God knows how much money they had to spend out of their own pocket to secure a spot. And then they're told, and like some of the vendors, there was one guy I talked to, he goes, yeah, he said, they didn't, I went to the hotel where they're supposed to have the free hotel room for me. And he goes, my name wasn't even on the list.
I saw that.
So,
Yeah.
and I talked with him and I'm like, that sucks. And then the problem is like, depending on where these vendors came from, I mean, it's crazy. The ones that I feel worse for is the band that was playing 2 songs on Saturday that got kicked off the stage.
So that really
2 songs
happened.
in,
Oh yeah, no, that was
it
legit.
did
That
really
happened.
happen.
Okay.
It's not only just on their Instagram. I actually watched it happen. They literally made them move all their gear off the stage and push it into a room, and they closed the garage door down so you couldn't see anything anymore. So, because they had already, there was some freestyle rap thing and all that was the Webster already had on that thing. But then there's rumors saying he never paid for that second stage. So if that's true, I could sort of see why they kicked him off the stage. But yeah, Livekill, they drove up from Florida. I mean, they had one of my friends who manages his band started looking up Livekill to see, is there any way we can help this band with like buy their merch, anything like that. They played a gig in like Jersey 2 nights before that, came up just for the festival from Fort Lauderdale, Florida, which that's a long drive home. And they don't have anything else happening till August down in Florida where they're from. So you think about like how much money they lost on, they basically got kicked off the stage, packed up their gear, and got the F out. They were like, we're fucking done.
Yeah.
Like they didn't care anymore.
Yeah, so you were there when Livekill got kicked out, you said, correct? So what does security tell the fans? Do they just get on the stage with the mic and said everyone's got to get out? Or
They basically said, you're done. They said the promoter didn't pay for the second stage.
Also, the
I
Webster
don't know
said
if
that.
that's the truth or not, because that's just security saying that. But it's not like the promoters have never said, the Webster and the promoters haven't come out and actually said anything. So it's like, it's kind of more hearsay, which, I don't think you're going to hear from Esteban in a while, or you're only going to hear from his attorneys. He's not going to talk. Like,
oh no,
because I'm
probably
probably
not.
up by now.
So you got no direct correspondence like via email about any of the changes or any of the stuff that was going on. You were just crossing your fingers and it's Hail Marys online the whole way.
We showed up to the venue on the Saturday. About 30 minutes before the first band was going to hit, they sent the updated thing on their Facebook for what the schedule was for the new bands. Because that evening, the night before, 2 bands, It Dies Today and Upon a Burning Body said, we're done, we're not coming. So they had to kind of go, oh crap, what do we do now? We have to scamper around and figure out what else they're going to do. But they never sent us any actual things to our email, anything about that.
Yeah, so all the updates that you've gone, even before the show started, back Thursday with everything, was all through Facebook, all through whatever stuff they were saying.
Facebook, a lot of it was bands or other people saying stuff because they knew somebody on the inside, this, that, and then, hours later, Capulet says something. It's like, yeah, we already kind of knew. I think it's kind of messed up that Skillet was their 3rd song in, and Of Virtue and some of these other bands are already saying, well, we're not playing Sunday. It's out of our control. Like Taproot and Of Virtue and others were on their thing as it's still Saturday, and Skillet's on the stage saying Capulet Fest isn't happening Sunday. And all they did was the cryptic message on their Facebook saying, if you have Sunday tickets, it'd be great to come on Saturday to the venue. And it's like, yeah, because you're not going to have it Sunday. And, it's just like, there was no transparency. They didn't tell us anything. And I was like, wow, why does this feel like Blue Ridge 2.0? And that's how it felt. And I don't blame the people that went to Blue Ridge that are survivors of it, like myself, that are basically saying, did you hire Blue Ridge or Jonathan Sly to handle anything, Capulet? Because it seems like you did. And yeah, I mean, it was a mess.
So it's interesting to know about the second room that was more of an internal statement of the room not being paid for, because I thought that was like more of like a kind of rumor floating around the room, but it's interesting to know that actually came from security. Whether that was true or not, it's still more internal than I thought.
But I mean, yeah, and I mean, it's like 4 security guards got up on stage and are flashing their lights at them, and I'm like, what the hell's going on now? And it's like, and they were the last band to play on that stage because there was another event that night that was going to need that stage, but how about you let them do their set? They would have still been done in enough time. So it had nothing to do with like time stuff where, oh, the band has to pull their gear off because this rap festival or this rap freestyles coming in. No, it's, and that's what security's like. They didn't pay for the room and all, which makes me kind of wonder at the same time, because that side stopped having the bartenders before Livekill played. So I'm wondering if they didn't pay for that, that makes sense why there were no bartenders over there serving people, because a bartender is going to want to make money and make some tips. If I was a bartender, I'd be on his side because there's people on that side. So
you feel like you get your
sense.
money's worth, or no?
Yes and no. I mean, I'll say this. I got my money's worth with the bands I wanted to see for the most part. There were a lot of bands I wanted to see, which now I'm going to have to see them on tour somewhere else, or if I go to another festival, it'll be there hopefully. But yes and no. No for the parking, because I ended up having to pay for parking out of pocket because they wouldn't let me into the parking lot, which is a mess. Also, we ended up at an Airbnb that used to be 15 minutes away from the racetrack, and now we're driving 45 miles to Hartford and using up gas and stuff like that. So my big issue was no transparency. Like, it's nobody's really told an apology. The thing they put out saying, we fought hard, we were targeted. What were you targeted? You weren't targeted. Yeah, you were targeted if you didn't pay anybody money and all. And I heard a rumor, and I don't know how true it is for Friday night. I heard Until I Wake refused to play until they actually were paid cash money up front. I don't know how true that is or not. If they saw that was going on and didn't think they were going to get paid, I don't blame them on that. So
yeah, no, I mean, I would,
but
given the situation, I wouldn't be surprised if that was the case, and I don't think they'd be wrong to do so either. In a case where,
and I mean, I think a lot of the bands dropped off because a lot of the bands that were bigger have large agents, large promoters, and and the thing is, all these bands know each other. Like, in the metal community and the rock community, they're all going to know each other, even if they don't do the same style of music. Upon a Burning Body is going to know another metal band. I mean, it's kind of a close knit community in a way, and stuff. And they probably all just were like, we're not coming. And I was kind of surprised because Mike's Dead and Until I Wake are on tour with Upon a Burning Body right now, but they both showed up. So I don't know. And then there were some bands that played Saturday that came on Friday night to check everything out to see if they were going to play Saturday. So
that's crazy that they even had to go through that. And I guess we should go see the venue and see if it works and see if we're going to actually be able to do something.
And the big thing is, one of the bands I talked with, they basically said what they were concerned most with wasn't how the stage was set up and all. Is it going to be safe for us to perform? Is it going to all be safe, that they have enough of security and other things like that? And I totally understand where they're coming from. They don't want to go to a venue where something can happen to them or happen to fans or anybody else. I get that. Nobody wants to go to a venue and feel unsafe. Man.
No, of course not. When you're expecting to be in an open space like Thompson, and now all of a sudden you're trying to cram all of those ticket sales into a room and even possibly into the underground too. I wonder
how much tickets he really sold, because there would have been no way to have it at the Webster if you sold that many tickets. So, and I'll say this, on Saturday, there were bands that played that are good bands. I watched Uncured play, maybe 25 people, maybe 30 were playing and were watching it. The bands that started the day, same, maybe 30, this, that. Everybody's talking about, it was packed for Skillet and Red. That's because all the Red and Skillet fans showed up last minute and weren't there for the whole festival. They just showed up there to watch them. So it's you really weren't here for the festival, so you can't be accurate with that. And everybody's how was the Skillet show? How was Red? There was the crowd was not even really wanting to be there. You could tell it was kind of let's not really rock out to the thing. And I mean, Skillet may not be the hardest band, but they do have a presence and they can have people want to headbang, and there was none of that. And I'm wow. And then we wanted to start a pit because we like pits, and everybody's giving us dirty looks because we wanted to start a pit in the middle of Skillet. So, but one of my friends is hey, let's hardcore dance for Jesus. I'm let's march for Jesus.
So we're starting to run out of time a little bit on the recording here. So we are going to have to let you go in a second. But before we do, first of all, thanks for taking a few to
honestly,
to chat with us here. Very cool. We appreciate your time. Seriously. Do you have anything you wanted to add?
No, I want all of us to basically get our money back and have Capulet entertainment be held responsible. And if that means they can't book any more shows and they're done, so be it, because no band and no fans deserve to put up with this.
Very fair.
Fair enough.
Very true.
Well said.
I think we all agree on that for sure.
Well, Mike, thanks a lot, man. Really appreciate you. You have yourself a good night, all right?
See you later.
All right, motherfuckers, get ready for a long one because we got some shit to talk.
Holy shit. Hello, kids and adults and whoever else. And this is Rock Bottom with the
And
Mighty
victims
Fall.
and the victims of Capulet Fest
We've
page.
got, yes, I'm Nick. This is Andrew. We got the one and only Mike Harp,
Hey.
who is sending emails.
I'm trying to find some old emails to dig up right now.
This okay. Oh, yeah, all right. So this is pertinent
You
to the
take your
business
time.
at hand.
Yeah.
And we got Mr. Alex Cohen.
Hey, what's up? My name is Alex Cohen.
We're doing like old rap. Hey, my name is Alex Cohen, and I'm here to say I'm in Fathom Farewell, and stuff's okay.
Yeah, but that was the plan, and then you interrupted my rap.
Boy, you never know who writes lyrics.
Damn. So we're not normally like a current events type of show, but it bears doing because holy fuck, you can't get away from this.
This shit's national now, man.
So yep, it's sort of gone
national.
national. It's a weird little version of Blue Ridge in our own backyard. If you somehow, some way,
that's the thing.
yeah, it pretty much is. If you somehow, some way are just like a person who doesn't go on the internet, which more power to you, if that's the case.
Yeah, fucking
But-
sucks.
God bless your soul.
God
I
bless your
I
little
fucking
soul.
envy you. I want to throw my phone in the
Literally,
ocean.
like.
But
straight
there's
lives.
there was a festival in our neighborhood in Connecticut, so nearby to us, Capulet Fest, which was kind of metalcore, kind of butt rockish stuff.
Well, Christian bands.
The stink of Christian rock was all over this shit, kids.
And I'm not saying I have anything wrong with that. I'm just saying it was a lot of Christian heavy bands. I mean, August Burns Red, aren't they a Christian band?
I don't think so. I think they were one of the few that weren't.
Maybe one of those bands where like it started if they were on like Tooth and Nail or whatever. Like
I think
you
they
know.
get confused.
It
People get them
depends who's
confused.
asking.
Yeah,
I think people might get them confused as I Lay Dying too.
If you're
Because
just
as I
trying
Lay
to,
Dying,
if you're trying to sell
records.
records, then
Oh.
yes.
Yeah.
If you're trying to get into that circle of record buying public, then 100% yes. But
Yeah.
otherwise, it's like they'll do a lot of these bands too. It's like they'll do the, well, you know, we're not a Christian band. We're just Christians in a band. which
Oh,
is-
the
is
circle jerk of
that-
Christian
that-
bands. Yeah,
You know, that thing that everybody did. You know,
find
whether
out.
whether it was like you know, a Norma Jean or you know, it's like Chevelle and all those bands. They all fucking did it.
yeah.
This is like a subset of people where it's like back when you could still get a record into a Christian bookstore and it was guaranteed record sales.
I had a fucked up music awakening when I realized that As I Lay Dying was a Christian band.
Yeah.
And then obviously all the shit happened with Tim, and I was really fucked up.
Like,
Like, oh
You mean
shit,
Jesus.
he's crucifying motherfuckers. What's happening right now?
oh, another
That's not
fucking
right.
hypocrite. Shocker. Shocker of all shockers.
Okay, so I got some news.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Starting hard.
Live happening
we're
as we
going
speak.
back to the August Burns
Breaking.
Red.
All right.
So, I believe they were a Christian band at one early time, like you said. Okay, but it's to these people's understanding, they aren't explicitly Christian, but still have some Christians in the band. They won't preach to you, but they won't lead you astray or promote evil. That's
fair.
I think more bands should promote evil.
I think so too. I think we need to bring bullying back into schools,
there's
but that's not
something,
related.
You know
Putting
what I
that out
mean?
there.
Like, and I know that you know, Capulet has booked and promoted for a long time a lot of the Christian rock bands and metal bands around this area, mostly Connecticut. He does stuff out of Connecticut, but
Yeah, I saw him
that's
posting
why.
a bunch of shit about loaves of bread and fish, and I was like, okay,
Yeah.
oh, this tracks.
What the fuck?
Okay, that tracks. the all the dots were starting to connect.
Mhm.
But so basically, again, if you've somehow missed out on all this, basically what happened is this is an event that's been happening for the last couple of years at this speedway in which I forget who I was talking to,
It
but
was a FET the first year.
it was it.
It was
Really?
But
It
the
was.
last couple of years, it's been at this racetrack, which I said Speedway, and so, I forget who, but
It's
somebody
Thompson
was,
Speedway,
was
isn't it?
confused, and they were like, "That seems like too small a venue for some of these bands," and they thought it was a go-kart track, which would have been way cooler.
Oh yeah, that would have rocked.
I
Mini
wish.
golf. Let's go.
I fucking
Mike, we're booking our next
wish.
record show at Foxwoods at
We're
the go kart
fucking
place.
Playing mini golf.
You fronting the
That'd
money?
be amazing.
We'll talk about it.
What money?
Oh,
We're
boy.
getting paid.
You guys got
Said
paid?
fronting the money, not getting paid. That's an expensive
Big
venue
difference.
to rent, and I do not have the
Guys,
cash.
people don't get paid to play music, okay? It's like it's fun.
No, they
it's just
do.
all fun
They
and
do all the
games, and
time.
you don't deserve any money, okay?
And Jesus.
Mosh for Christ. so yeah. I'll fucking expose myself to you, motherfucker.
Oh, fuck. So before we hop into any of this, so
Yes.
if
That
you're
made me
watching this,
uncomfortable.
you can see that we're looking at a computer screen with a 8th grade standard PowerPoint that our drummer Zach made for us to have extra good notes to talk shit on.
I had to remember how to use PowerPoint.
And we
for
got
a
this
second.
shit. We got dates. We got receipts. This shit is legit. I'm hoping that you might cut some stuff into the stream from the the PowerPoint. That'd be real good. You should do that. Very good. But
man,
yeah, I
after this
wanted to shout him out on that because that's real
Yeah.
goofy shit, but it's real good.
So the so basically, kind of give everybody sort of the rundown here. We'll sort of like talk through the points because there has been a lot of kind of back and forth. There's been some a bit of conflicting information. There's a lot of Facebook groups. There's just a wild amount of horse shit circling the inner tubes here. So basically, as we're kind of finding out, basically the gist being, as fans were essentially showing up early or checking things out and realizing that there was the day before the fucking show, there's no stages, there's no nothing, and this is a big empty space. They're not hiding it, right? You show up, you don't see fucking stage. It's not around the corner somewhere. So these questions are kind of coming up of just like, well, what the fuck? Like, is like where you can't build this shit like in the next 4 hours? Like, what's happening here? So the rumor being that the crew didn't get paid. So eventually things kind of come out where somebody from the crew says, yeah, I was like one of the guys that was supposed to build this stage. Fucking dude bounced his check. So we all bailed.
That's horrifying.
Fuck you. I mean, Mike, you put on shows.
Unfathomable.
Imagine.
I can imagine. I've lost money on shows, and I had to pay it, and I know what that's like. And huge shows, but
Yeah. The
So
difference
just
probably
as
is that you
as
paid
a
it.
band like showing up
this-
and like
this
where are
is-
the stages? Like I can't even.
yeah.
Oh
I mean,
my
this is
God.
just an example of someone getting a little too ambitious.
Hmm.
That's all I can say. There's certain steps, in my opinion, that you have to take in order to get
They
to the
kinda came
level
out of
that
nowhere. Like last
dude was
year.
trying to get at. And I'm not even at that level. I've been doing this for 13 years. I've thrown some of the best bangers, enjoyable bangers ever, but it's too ambitious for me.
It's like keeping it
too
real goes
ambitious.
wrong.
Yeah.
It's got like not thinking about the actual reality of the situation, maybe. No, but allegedly, so where the problems really start happening here is they didn't announce anything all through like that day, the day before. It took the Speedway themselves putting something on Facebook on just theirs, going, "This is not happening." Like, just,
Yeah.
you got questions. It's not our problem. Like.
First thing I saw was the Speedway,
Yeah, which
Yeah, that's
which
what I
I think
thought
most
too.
of us did.
and they forced his hand and mention it.
So
you know?
the problem
Problem
here,
for not hiding that.
right? So the problem here being is that according to some of these crew people, according to some people that were like close enough to it, and not to go to Fox News and being like, some people have been heard remarking like. We've kind of gotten some of the direct lines to people that were like involved in the production and all that. Supposedly, they were because they didn't have insurance basically for the venue. In order to book at the venue, you had to have insurance, so they didn't have it. They knew that as early as the Monday prior.
Huh.
Didn't say shit online. Give any kind of direct correspondence to the people that were paying big fucking money to come to this thing, up until Thursday night. It's just cryptic. Being you want to talk about kind of how not to handle like a change of plans is putting stuff up, just being like, hang in there, guys. Hang in there, guy. Like,
What was the
Yeah, no,
direct
cryptic-
quote? We're almost there.
Yeah, no, like people are just like, hey, we just need some transparency, not these cryptic messages of like, it's gonna be okay, like we're gonna keep it positive and rolling, and the details don't really matter. Don't worry about that. No.
The details fucking matter a lot.
We're almost there. That's great, but where the fuck am I going?
Right.
I totally understand being reassuring, but yeah, like you said, it's like a lack of transparency, and it just comes down to like delusional positivity, where it's just like, can we be fucking a little bit realistic about like what's happening? Like this is
kind of important,
right? When it's also coming down to last second, late in the evening,
Thursday,
the night before,
A lot of blind followers there too.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people just like following and backing Capulet Fest right to the end, which I couldn't understand at all. It's so delusional to not even see that there was a problem all the way to the end. And even still, there are people that are saying that they had a good time and this and that. I'm like, how can you?
Well, I mean,
we need to do something about this kind of stuff, and it's like that's not helping.
People put so much like stake into like, well, I mean, like rightfully so, like what they're putting their hard-earned money from work into, and it's like if they're gonna dump so much money in planning logistics and like traveling states to come,
You got to have money to
it's
do
like
that.
you got to take that so seriously, and like that's like very precious to people, and like if you're gonna put on an event like of that caliber, you have to really obviously respect that.
Yeah.
The main thing being, or one of the big problems is that so when the venue gets moved, it's about an hour away, which is depending on where you may be listening to this or watching this, like if you're in the middle of the fucking country, you drive 10 hours to a gig. Awesome. Great.
But these are the fans.
For those of us in New England.
More importantly, if they're in the center of the country, thanks for finding us.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That
people are going to cry. Around here, people crying shit about a distance like that. And to be fair, it is fucking inconvenient because if you are traveling for it in the first place, you got hotel stays. All of a sudden, your hotel that's 5 minutes down the street is now an hour away.
Right.
I knew something
changes things.
I knew something was wrong from the beginning.
How so?
He's a psychic.
Because when I saw that they were starting to announce things and there was no bands on the flyer yet, and then all of a sudden there was a couple bands on the flyer, then they announced another couple bands after the flyer. That was weird behavior to me. I don't know. It's like kind of weird.
You see a lot of festivals like rolling out.
No. Most big festivals that I see, it comes out and there's the lineup, right?
Well, I mean, in the case of like Download and like Rocket Park, like stuff like that. Yeah.
You're talking about cryptidness or whatever.
Yeah.
And that's as cryptic as it comes. You know what I mean?
A little cart before a horse. It's like you're saying you
almost
have the event
like
he was.
To me, it almost felt like as a promoter, it felt like this kid's confirming bands as we go here. He's still confirming bands.
Yeah.
Like he was definitely still confirming bands the whole way through.
Yeah,
adding to his pile of guarantees.
Ultimately, I mean, it kind of just looked like he was in his brain might have been like, oh, well, we'll just release a couple bands at a time and just build some hype. But maybe you're right. Maybe he was like, oh shit, we finally got 3 more bands booked. Let's launch them. You know what I mean? Maybe you're right.
Sure, he probably had a lot of high hopes for things, but the fact is I think he was totally relying on pre-sales to cover his deposits, because on ticket sales that you get through outlets like Eventbrite, Ticketmaster, things like that, whatever he used, I don't know what the ticketing company was, but what happens is you sell the tickets ahead of time, right? And then maybe you sell $1,500 worth of tickets, and they let you cash that out in your bank, and then you can pay some deposits with that, right?
Yeah.
So I think that's kind of how he was going as it goes, and the tickets stopped selling. You know what I mean? Or
yeah,
like
it certainly didn't.
Or like maybe he only sold it. Maybe for all we know, do we know how many tickets were really sold for this event? Does anybody know?
Well, I heard something in the ballpark of 500.
500 tickets were sold?
Yes.
No, that's not true.
Well,
that's
okay, hang on. So
roughly what I heard.
Because Thompson was like 12,000 cap. Or
well,
something?
here's the yes, it was. But here's the thing. I went last year. I got comped a ticket, and I just really wanted to see Norma Jean, so I was like, okay, you know what, whatever.
From a few people.
I'll go out there. Let me tell you something. The goofy, extravagant fireworks show alone, homeboy lost his fucking shirt. It was a sad turnout. I will tell you this. I rolled in there, and there was not even anyone watching the door. It didn't matter that I had a comp ticket. I fucking strolled in and then got golf carted in by somebody who thought I was playing.
I remember you telling me
I'm
that.
like, oh, this is fancy. Oh, fancy pants.
Wow, this festival's fucking cool.
Wow, I'm so important.
They cart your ass right to the stage. Wow.
Where did he bring you in the cart? Where did you end up?
Just to the stage.
Eyes up,
were- you were-
Rambuticon. Get the golf carts.
They just brought me out in front of the stage. I was like, you can trap me here, man. Like,
To
it's
get
cool.
your personal
Thanks.
limo. That's awesome.
He was
Fucking
gonna
what?
bring you right backstage,
Yeah,
bro.
man. I mean,
and
there
you,
wasn't
and
much-
at that point, you would have been
Yeah.
had.
There wasn't much of a
So-
backstage. There was barely anybody working.
I'm not
You
Snoop
took the
Dogg.
ride as far as you were gonna take it before.
I'm here for one
you
band
don't-
and I'm leaving, dude.
If you don't get golf carts for us every time we play a show with Rambuticon, now I'm not playing. But now the bar's
I
set.
kind of want to
Now-
buy a
dude,
golf cart to be
now-
honest. But here's the thing:
I guess we're not playing any shows.
Put it
What-
in your
I need to be-
rider.
I need to be
Dude,
golf
yes.
carts. Yeah, I need to be
Someone
golf
might
carted
say
in the
yes
back of
eventually.
Alchemy.
Yo, we need a golf cart.
What I was laughing at was when that venue changed, just knowing what the turnout was like. I mean, you're talking like tops a couple hundred people, right? It was rough. When the venue changed, I was laughing so hard at all these there were all these comments from all these people clutching their pearls being like, what about the safety of the people? This is going to be so oversold. People are going to get trampled and killed and it's going to be
Yeah, but
a fiasco.
you're
like
estimating
happened.
500. My head was this whole time I've been thinking like that he sold like 1,500 tickets,
I don't think so.
and that
No, I
wasn't
don't think
enough. And that wasn't enough.
Last year, like a bar and grill could have like comfortably
he
dealt
probably
with,
needed
like,
to
what?
sell like 5,000. What was that place hold?
Okay, so
what
let's-
was the Speedway hold? What was the cap?
It was like
It's like
12
10,000
It was
or
like
something.
12,000.
12,000, something
so
like
I guarantee he needed at least 5 to break.
Well, if
I guarantee he got
couple
like
hundred people, man.
1,005. And then when you put that 1,005, change the venue, all the confusion, you put that in the smaller venue, that's what shows up out of the 1,005 is like maybe
Maybe.
400 people.
Could very well be.
you know what though? Like, if the rumor of what's this is just a fat check away, but like if the amount of what Skillet charges us to show up is true, which was somewhere in like the 70,000 range, apparently.
Wait a minute.
He would have never made that money back.
Wait a minute here. We all know, we talked earlier, I don't know Skillet. I'm not a fan.
Yeah, me
I
neither.
don't know anything about who they are.
I do not mosh for
But-
Christ, sir.
What, to just tell me this right off the bat, what venues would they play if they came to New England?
Xfinity.
That's how big they are?
I've seen
Are
them
they
at Xfinity.
Xfinity?
Oh, I've seen them at Xfinity.
So they would headline
No,
Xfinity.
not headlining. They were
Okay, that's not what
they
I'm
were
saying.
co-headlining. They were
No.
co-headlining.
Where would they come and headline in our area? Where would be their headline venue that they would fill up?
Maybe I don't know.
Straight-
I haven't
straight
really
House
paid
of
attention.
Blues.
I don't really pay
MGM
attention when they
maybe?
come around. I
It's
have
like 2,000.
no
I'd
fucking
say
idea,
MGM
man.
Something like that.
at Fenway, probably.
How much does that hold?
It beats the
Good
fuck out of
question.
me.
That's
man.
a
I don't
good.
know.
They would
that's a
go
new thing.
I would
there.
say double of the Palladium, maybe.
I'm
The
curious. I gotta
Strand
look this up
made
now.
sense, but
Yeah.
I would say I think they could do MGM.
how big is it?
Yeah, you want to look up, see
Yeah,
where
I
they
think
played around
Are
here
you looking
last?
up the
Absolutely.
MGM cap right
Thanks
now,
for
Alex?
fact checking.
You got it.
I'm doing my job right now.
I'm about to say no. Hang on, I'm checking it too. Hang on.
We're organized. We're pros. It's very cool.
Hey, we don't know what we're gonna talk about till we get there.
We're
We're
doing good.
journalists.
I'm gonna roll a blunt.
Hell yes, brother.
Let's see. 5,009
No.
capacity at
So you're
MGM.
saying that this dude
I don't know.
sells 5,000 tickets?
Let's see.
No way.
I'm saying, what venue
fucking
does
way.
he sell out, bro?
Oh,
Does he go sell at the Palladium? Could he sell at the Palladium? We'll start there.
Skillet?
Downstairs. Would
Yeah,
he come and
I
sell it out?
I would think so.
Yeah?
I would think so.
Okay.
I mean,
then
for what
he's-
it's worth,
then
I'm not a
he's-
fan.
then
You're
he's-
asking an
he's-
outside
Then
party.
he's
here.
a $10,000 to $20,000 max act.
Hang on 1 second.
I would like to know where they played around here last. That would be-
The last time I saw them was at Xfinity as a co-headline.
Especially if he's on
Headlining,
a
I don't
tour.
know.
Because if he's on a tour, he's probably getting $20,000.
You know what? The capacity of the main room at Palladium is 2,160. So yeah, I would say that they could probably do that. I'm sticking in. Hey guys, how you doing?
Are you a Skillet fan?
Fuck, come on. I know who they are. Don't say that. So,
Blowing up his fucking spot.
let's use comparison right here. My job, we use data. So you went to Capulet Fest last year.
Yeah, I did.
How many people were there?
Charitably, a couple
Charitably.
hundred people.
Couple hundred?
Maybe.
Maybe.
Spread out between
Spread
multiple
out
stages.
and everything like that. That's all. That's all I need to know.
Yeah, it was.
Kind of take the information.
So, like
a
in
good
perspective, you would need like what 10,000? Well, 5,000 people to not lose your
Wait,
shirt.
Where was it last year?
Even more.
It was at
for
Thompson
like for the
Speedway.
bands. Yeah, because
And
like,
there
the
was, like,
lineup is so
only
crazy.
like
Like,
200
it seems
people there?
unrealistic. It's like
Hang
somebody
on.
photoshopped
Stop.
this kind of.
It was
Hang on.
rough, man.
As of November 2023, the
And he
estimated
did it again.
fee,
Double down the next time.
Yeah.
the estimated fee to book the American Christian rock band Skillet for an event is between $50,000 and $100,000.
Fuck off.
Okay,
Fuck
then.
off.
That's awesome.
As of November of
Gargle
23.
my
Good
ass.
for them, dude.
I get him for
So my-
20.
so
I
my
get him for
70
20.
was right in the middle.
25.
Sold him a
25.
crisp $20 bill. Here you go. Put that in your donation
Oh, I keep
basket,
hitting
kids.
the mic. I'm so sorry about hitting the
We will
mic.
play for 1 second.
Yeah, I would get him for 25.
$25.
No, 25,000. You motherfucker.
25.
That's nuts, though.
But that's the saying. If you get them solo and you get them to, that means if you get them and you put them on a one-off and you fly them out or whatever the case may be, it's $50,000 to $100,000. But if they're on a tour with other bands and they're touring around the U.S., I guarantee they're getting 20 to 25.
Like it's part of a
And I
package. You mean?
yeah, and I guarantee
Yeah.
the other bands are getting
Maybe
whatever.
that's probably like,
Like-
fly out, one off.
Yeah, I'll get
Right.
them for 25.
Yeah, I think we're being fucking a little bit realistic. That seems absolutely.
You know what? We should listen to some Skillet right now.
Oh, I'd
Fuck
rather
But yeah,
you.
what do they even
Fucking
sound like?
Jesus.
I just
Jesus.
picture like head PE.
Dude,
That's all I
I-
picture. It's
Oh,
like,
dude! Hey, look right here. Hire Skillet for a corporate event or performance booking. Let's do that right now. Hang on.
Hey,
Hang on. I'm gonna book Skillet. Give me a couple minutes.
Very
what
nice.
do they look like?
hey, Mike. I bet you can't name 3 Skillet songs.
I guarantee I have no idea what they even sound like, dude.
You're not missing much.
They
bro.
sing for Jesus. I don't
Skillet,
know.
Yeah.
fillet, and
Do
mush
they?
for
Are they a
Christ.
Christian
I
band?
have no idea.
Yes.
They are?
Yeah.
Okay,
They're one
well,
of
there you
oh,
go.
yeah.
They're one of the
Like,
biggest Christian rock bands.
you said what
Big
kind of
time.
concert is Capulet Fest? It's a Christian
Mosh
concert.
for Christ, brother.
And I'm not saying there's anything
Our
wrong
Skillet's
with
I
that.
am.
Look at my shit.
Mike,
We're
can
just
I?
gonna-
Listen, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with
Yeah,
that.
just
Okay, Like,
total
I'm just-
unironic
Yeah, this is for
fixation
fun.
on
I'm sure it's
Satan.
just for fun.
support vampires.
Yeah, I don't really hail Satan. It's fine.
I'm about
This
to
is for
support
fun.
vampires with my attire. There.
I'm about to just fake being a booking company. Just be like, hey, how much does it cost to book
could
this
just
band
use
for a
mine.
one-off date?
Yeah, this is true. So yeah, and it was, and that's the
Anywho.
thing is like that. Really, last year too, it didn't really seem like any fucking expenses were spared. Where it's like they're shooting off fireworks the fucking night, and I mean, you know what that shit costs.
Well,
maybe
someone probably brought
but
those.
I
you
don't
know.
Disrupting
Oh, that's fireworks.
ecosystems
Yeah,
all around too,
bad for-
man. God,
Bad
this
for
one.
birds and small
Bad-
animals,
yeah,
man.
dude.
Minimum cost 50,000. Maximum cost 72.5.
That a crock of shit.
That's on a one-off, bro. I'm telling you.
But
and
that's what
my
this was,
shit.
though.
That's crazy.
It was a one-off. They're not on a tour right now. I don't
That's
think.
what I said. I said that's
Oh.
on a one-off. Yeah,
Jesus
yeah.
Christ.
So
So you know that dude lost his fucking shirt.
Right, that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. So he would have had to sell. He probably would have had to sell
How
out
much were
Thompson
tickets?
twice to even make his
It
money.
was like a couple
to
$100
pay
bucks
for
a
them,
day.
let alone pay for
Couple $100
August
a
Burns
day?
Red and Red and all these other and Alisana, like all these.
I have
other
a
bands.
theory.
I think it was like 180.
he
a
probably,
day.
theory?
he
Yeah,
probably
no,
raised that much
they're
money.
they're a fantastic band.
Which what?
He probably raised that much money.
Maybe.
And August Burns Red probably gets the same amount as that.
So what if he's like a trust fund baby and they just were like, you're spending too much money and shut off the funds? And then he was like, I can't pay anybody.
Maybe. You know what I think it might have been is maybe that last year seemed like it was so fucking expensive that the money from this was probably just still paying the credit cards down.
I remember
from
seeing
last
a billboard.
year.
Oh, my bad.
No, go on.
I
Go
remember
on.
seeing a billboard on the
August Burns
highway.
Red's way less.
Yeah, you know what it costs to rent a billboard?
15
dude?
to 21.7.
That's what I'm saying.
A lot.
How much? I think it's like how much is it? It's like $1,000
More than you'd
a
think.
Yeah, so August Burns Red is between 15 and 21.7.
Yeah, I said
So,
20.
yeah, so it's okay.
Pretty much right on
So
then.
all right,
Yeah.
so running the median on Skillet and the max on August Burns Red alone.
So Skillet is
just about
bigger
100,000.
than August Burns Red.
Yeah, 100%.
Mm.
Yeah,
Nothing more is
How do you know
crushing it
that?
now,
How do you
too,
know
than
the
that too,
agent?
yeah.
How do you know the
Absolutely
agent
amazing.
isn't putting that number online in the Google search? So when people go to send them an offer, they send them the 50.
You never know. I
It's
mean,
possible.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm telling you, I've
So
been
is
working with these
lying
agents
on
for
the
a
internet?
while. They're
Yeah.
sneaky.
unheard of.
Hey, listen, all I'm saying is those
Skillet
numbers,
probably pays for that ad to come up first and have that whole
Fucking
explanation. You
Listen,
see.
all I'm saying is I checked 3 different sites and get the same range of prices.
That's
so,
pretty.
so
That's
it-
pretty
Well,
crazy.
they're probably owned by the Illuminati.
Oh shit,
Yeah.
we're not going there right now.
Yeah.
But yeah,
No
so,
secret
so,
I think we
societies, it's
just
the
did.
church.
I keep hitting the mic. I'm sorry.
So if he sold all of
You
those
talking about
tickets for that $300,000 profit,
Mhm.
he would have only
Whoa,
been able
whoa.
Well,
First of all,
not profit. You know what I mean?
not
that's
profit,
called
brother. Recouping
gross.
expenses.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's the income. We'll say
Yeah.
right. So if he makes
not even.
well, that's because it's gonna go right back out. But think about it, right? If he's working off of every ticket that he sold and he sold enough to make $300,000, he would have still only had enough to book like what 6 of those bands.
Right.
Right.
Well, then we're also
Well, then he's going to
factoring
pay
in.
for a speedway.
What? That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
which must have been
right.
expensive.
Oh,
but we're
yeah.
also factoring in
Probably $1,000 a day at
the
least.
buy-ons for locals too, which I mean, we've heard some conflicting
So
stuff from people where
No, I've heard the same shit.
I have
Okay.
the email in my
from this year, I
inbox
mean.
from last year.
Uh-oh.
Hold up.
Hang on, we got it.
So this year,
Hold
people
up.
have said that they didn't have
He's
to do
got
that
the
or that they
email.
got paid. But we've seen from last year,
Right.
obviously things
So
can
we're
change.
going to read you right now, okay?
I would
We're
like to
going to
know.
read you an email that Alex Cohen got sent from Capulet Fest.
this motherfucker wide
to play the show. It was a request that he sent out to the guy, we'll call him, and
Mr. Promoter, man.
Mr. Capulet.
The guy.
And, here we go.
Well,
Here we go.
the thing that was just a pretext. The thing that was initially concerning is that like they didn't know who we are, so they don't know if we're like young kids or if we're and like if you're a kid and you haven't played that many shows before and you're just in a band, you're asking like, hey, this show looks amazing, I would like to play it, and you get this email back. It's like you might consider doing it, or like there's some bands that are just in a position where it's not that much to them and they can spend it, and hey, like more power to them. I don't like we can't really like look at a band and be like from the outside, we don't know. Sorry, I'm on a tangent, but the internal workings of the band and like, does that make sense for them at the time and whatever? Like, I mean,
It
I don't
doesn't
know.
because
I think
it doesn't
we've-
because
we've all
they're
sold tickets for
spending a
big
bunch of
opportunities.
money and wasting a bunch of money when they're not ready yet. They're not ready to play in front of a crowd
just,
like they
like,
get.
I
So
can't-
that they end up doing more damage to themselves than ever because they go up there and they mess up and stuff. You know, what I mean? I don't know.
It's one argument, but like
That it's not
I've sold-
polished, you
I've
know?
sold personally $3,000 plus worth of tickets for opportunities before. You know, I didn't have to pay for them up front, but if you can sell,
There's the difference.
There is
See,
the
that's
difference.
the difference. It's like
but if you're an adult band, if you're a group of like 30 and 40-year-old people who've been doing it for a long time and you know you can sell those tickets, whatever.
Fuck it, who cares?
But like if you're a group of 17-year-olds and you get this email,
like
all right.
I personally think it's fucking
Let's hear
sucker
this.
yeah.
shit.
Let's
I gotta
hear
hear
this
this
email.
email. Hang on.
So
You
it's
gotta
hey-
hear this email.
So
Go
hey,
on.
thanks for reaching out. Thanks for your patience. We still got a few big bands to announce, but we think, which is to your theory, but we think we are at a good place to discuss an opportunity for your band. Our current ticket pricing tier is set at $50 per day for general admission. In less than 2 weeks, the price will jump to $60 per day. Locals are required to commit to selling 75 pre-sale single general admission tickets. We would need the funds up front. It's like
Bet you fucking would.
red flag. Within 1 to 2 weeks of this email, we would sell them. It's just like,
Okay.
oh,
dude.
but you're yet to
Okay,
confirm
dude.
the bands? Is it because you're waiting for my money? Like, what is this, dude?
Yeah,
we would sell
Yep.
them to you at a discounted rate of $40 per ticket.
What a fucking bargain!
What the fuck?
Because this is such a nice guy.
amazing.
That's a whole. That's a whole other thing
Literally.
because all these bands that he booked require deposits. So every band that he gets to send him up for money, he can send a deposit out to get a band.
Yeah, that sounds like a valid theory.
I hate that
It
you
is
just
the
said that out
truth.
loud
Yeah,
because
right.
you're right. I hate
Right.
that.
This should be pretty. This is also
why I'm
like
here.
so. Like already, it's like so many red flags. But then, like next, this should be pretty manageable if you can get 37 to 38 people to buy tickets for the stacked weekend. It's like
Oh, thanks for the vote of
thanks for
confidence.
justifying your
Wait a second.
like.
Wasn't it 75 2 lines ago?
You,
So where the fuck did the 38
well,
to
so
40 come
so
from?
the amount
What?
the amount of people you would need to sell to in order to make your money back. But it's just like this is such a like.
Pyramid scheme.
He's like he's
call it what it
blatantly
is.
trying to cover up like the fact that this is not the way that you're supposed to do the business. Thinks that we're just an amateur band that's not going to know that. So then sell them for $45, $50, or $60 if you want. Your band could keep whatever you sell above the cost because we would already be paid in it's like way too much. Like, just why are you justifying the deal? Like, just give me
It's
the
like
deal.
over-explaining
yeah.
something where it's just gets sketchier
It's
the
like you
more
don't-
you talk.
I work
Right.
in sales. I know what he's doing, and it's
Yeah,
not working.
Exactly.
No.
Dude, like no, I had exactly like with sales experience. I've sold windows and solar. Like I get it. Dude.
Yeah.
Like, I know what
fucking
you're doing.
enemy. We're selling solar panels.
This dude has sold a
Dude.
couple solar panels.
man.
in
Or
his
is the
life.
Jehovah's Witnesses?
Yeah, no. Well, no. So I understand that like it's we don't have to go into that. But yeah,
We
no.
could.
Like, trust me,
I think we do.
I am not trying to go back. into
Not on our
that.
time.
Nah,
That
it's
was
for-
5 years, 6
That's
years
for the
ago.
Alex
Okay, I
Cohen.
swear to
Look who
God.
grew a
I
conscience.
quit. I swear, dude.
Times are tough.
Yeah,
It's
no.
true. Times is tough, kids.
Certainly
Yep.
are.
Yeah, no. Tesla has good benefits, though. I will say that.
I've heard.
about them. But like,
Oh, you
not
think?
great.
Cars, but,
not,
you know.
and not great. I mean, like we've heard some questionable things about the ethics over the years. Like since I left there, that was in 2018. So I mean, yeah, whatever. Anyway, yeah.
I mean, speaking of ethics, so that email sucks shit.
Dude,
How do you don't look at that?
There's so many more words.
He's just talking so much. It's like, how do you not look at that with any kind of brain
Can
in
I
your
look
head?
at?
That's
turn it
gotta.
on for a second. Oh yeah.
Oh, what the fuck?
I have never sent an email
Can you
out
get that
that
closer
long
to,
to a
get that closer
band
to the
in my
camera
life.
so it can like get a vibe?
There's so many words.
How the fuck do you not clock that as just like they are just going for suckers? That is
dude,
sucker
he excelled
shit.
in school at
To look at
5,000
that and
word
go-
essays.
I
Look at
started
that and
laughing.
go, I've got a fucking hard on for this. I'm doing this. How are you not the biggest sucker on the fucking planet?
I started laughing 2 paragraphs in.
I should have
Just like,
emailed
2
and then just like
I don't
suckered
know.
him into playing and never paying him.
Want
or
to sell
something
some
somehow.
knives, bro?
What the fuck?
Yeah.
God.
Cutco, we got you.
Fucking Cutco.
Oh, dude,
I'm sorry, go on.
so sketchy.
Please.
Anyway, I mean, like, I'm not trying to put this. I just want to like also say that I'm not trying to like make fun of the bands that did take the deal by making fun of this email. This email is just goofy to me, and the current situation we were in, it doesn't. You guys understand. Your band would keep whatever you sell above the cost because you would already be paid in advance, but you stand to earn anywhere from $750 to $1,500. This gives you incentive for you guys to bring like you.
What is
There's
this
so
fucking-
many closure
What is
points.
this fucking Guitar
You're
Center?
just skipping.
What the fuck?
You telling me an insurance plan, dude?
I read that shit in Guitar Center's handbook. I swear to God.
Always be closing, baby.
Oh my god. So for us to allow you to make some decent money and play in front of potentially thousands of people.
Potentially.
Also,
Keyword fucking potentially.
This is like the least professional email of all time. Also, our fest isn't charging a merch split, so you can keep 100% of whatever you sell. It's like, oh, so you're not.
Thanks, dude.
So you're not. So you're like you're a piece of shit, but you're not like
That-
a
But
piece
you're
of
not
shit
like
twice.
Livekill.
I'm not evil incarnate. I'm just a prick. A regular garden
If he
variety
was really evil,
scumbag.
he'd work for Live Nation.
Yes.
Well,
Yeah. A ghoul.
we gotta go, dude. But yeah, oh man, the time slot for your band will likely be between 12 and 3 p.m.
When did doors open? 4 o'clock.
Lunchtime.
Oh, he didn't think to mention that because we didn't need that kind of details because
No,
we
no,
just
no.
we just spent $3,000 not getting any details. It's
Just
kinda
hope you
hilarious.
show up when your set time is.
Yeah, we're gonna get there.
Fucking set roulette, dude. That's it. It's like Warp Tour. It's like that rush to the Warp Tour
Dude.
board of just like having to make a hard decision. Like,
Yeah.
oh no.
Straight
So
up.
loading into Warp Tour sucked.
Yeah, I bet.
That's fun. Yeah, no,
There's
you
a
have
line
to walk.
of you were in a line of band vans and each car at a time, and
It was cool though because like you're like
Felt
I
like it
ran
was
into
camping.
Volumes. I ran into Born of Osiris. I ran into Chelsea Grin back there. It was super cool.
did we
Like,
play the same year?
Yeah,
on
we
the
did
same
one of the years.
yeah.
We played. We got luck. We were so fortunate. We got to play 4 years. That was oh my god at the Mass State in the woods. Like yeah, so you load it in the back. We had to you have to carry all your
Yeah,
stuff
all the way down.
But it's, dude, it's like for
like the March of
honestly,
Death.
for that
Like I
oppor-
got wheels.
for that opportunity. I would do
Yeah.
that walk 100 more times. I don't even care.
Oh, I know.
Like, you know,
I
yeah,
know.
you know,
Yeah, I
yeah.
get it.
I'd carry all
Yeah.
3 cabs on my back if I had that.
I don't
chance
want
right
to.
now.
Yeah, I can't understate how grateful like we were for that opportunity. Yeah,
Someone tag Kevin Lyman, please.
It,
I'm sick of this
Ser-
bullshit.
He's over.
He knows. He
back.
threw a Warp
We
Tour. There was a
need
Warp Tour
you.
like 2 years ago, wasn't there? They
I
had
know,
like
I
a
was
big
there.
Warp
He's
Tour.
over.
I was there. It was
So what are
great.
you crying
Great
about?
lineup.
Do it again.
There'll probably be another one in 2 years.
Yeah.
Do it again.
I guarantee it. He's not going to stop.
What else we got in this goofy
You just
bullshit?
can't take the whole thing.
Oh,
We're still
here-
not done. That's the
dude.
fucked
It
up
gets worse.
How?
It gets so, you ready for
No
this?
way.
Go on.
Bands who are first to commit will get priority for a later slot. Later meaning closer to the 3 p.m. slot. Ooh, we received. we
The
received.
ooh is in the email.
Ooh. Yeah, it's like, oh man, all right, my pennies are getting thrown your way now.
I can pay.
Fucking foghorn
Tell me
leghorn.
more, you silver-tongued fox. It's like, we've received many requests, but can only accommodate a select handful. Aw. If you are receiving this email, it is after careful consideration.
The fuck it is.
How careful.
Yeah, we
Not-
checked and made sure you were breathing.
These
and had a
guys
bank
That's-
account.
that was a
seem
nice
they're-
line.
Like they're gainfully employed or they can shake somebody down who is.
I can see that you have a Gmail.
This dude is a wordsmith.
We're just hunting for AOL addresses. We're just looking for fucking suckers. Just like, how big a dipshit are you? AOL address. Do it.
I'm singing it real quick. So,
I love instant messenger.
so, and it's hilarious. It really is. But you know what's fucked up about it? It's the younger bands that get emos like
Oh,
that.
yeah.
I know you're gonna go walk. I know.
Yeah.
I'm just saying they're the ones that are going to get fucked by
Yeah, it's
all this
predatory.
sort of
Dude,
stuff
like,
that people that
me-
we've been doing this for years and
I'm
such.
30. I don't give a fuck, dude. I'm reading stuff. I'm like, okay, this is funny, but like, I'll just say no, and it's no big deal. But when the 17-year-old kid's reading this, and they're like, I want to play with my favorite band. It's like you're taking advantage of
Fact
them.
of the matter is, if this promoter did his homework and literally just had all the best local bands in all the areas of New England open up this show, it probably would have done amazing because everybody follows not only the national bands, but there's a lot of people that follow the local bands and that whole crowd that it would have combined into this amazing thing. But when you do it that way,
That's what I figured that
You
was
know,
going to happen when I sent
that's,
the email. I figured it'd be
guerrilla
like,
tactics,
I
they
figured
call
it'd be
it.
like, we're going to give you like 30 to 50 tickets, like, do your best or whatever. And like, obviously, if you do good, you could get on another opportunity. That's usually how, like, I mean, that's probably the best way to do pre-sales. Pre-sales kind of, suck for the band
I mean,
no matter
you got
what.
to
But
pay out
it's totally
per
worth it
ticket
for a
too.
good.
You have to at least pay out per ticket at least. They have to get some of the sales.
Right. Well, yeah.
You know what I
dude,
mean?
for
They
sure.
have to.
Come on. Like, right. You're
Yeah.
going to have, like, it's work. It's totally, unless you're like,
It is.
you have a devoted fan base. And if you did, you wouldn't be doing that.
You would
Yeah.
be asking to open up Capulet Fest. And between 12 and 3 o'clock.
Yeah. Okie dokie, then I'm
Please,
an
sir,
idiot.
can I have some
Exactly.
set lists?
It's like,
Yeah.
oh my
Fucking
God.
real.
Right.
What else we got?
All right. Set time will be between 20 to 30. Oh, we received many requests, but yeah, we did that. Set time will be between 20 to 30 minutes. We will need band assets, band photo, and logo if you decide to move forward. Thank you for your interest in Cap. It's like, yeah, all right, at least you knew how to ask for a band photo and a
All
logo.
the
Yeah, it was
usual.
pretty
Boy,
great.
he got
I
the
guess.
ending real good.
Yeah.
Nailed it, dude.
Didn't know how to sell the product, but boy, did he close it.
Stuck the landing, I
We,
guess.
we are very excited for this year's event and lineup. This event will be promoted across several states via radio, billboards, social media marketing, YouTube, and Daddy's money. I'm just kidding.
Saying the quiet part out
We
loud,
don't know
brother.
that for sure.
we don't know that.
I think he's
that's
getting
a-
like donations from the church. I do. I think
okay,
I do.
that's a valid
I
theory,
do.
too.
Oh, that's how we paid for Skillet.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Damn,
he's
money
got
for
ties.
Jesus becomes rich
He's
for
got
Jesus.
ties.
Holy shit.
Yeah. You ever get the feeling we're in the wrong genre?
Yeah, I just said I'm the lead singer found for Wills. Curious if there are any slots left for second day of Capulet Fest. We have a long history in Providence, performing at venues including the Strand, Alchemy. I'm silly because like initially I thought it was in Providence because I think the date moved or something like that, and then I went back and said I made a mistake. Thought Capulet Fest was in Rhode Island. I was like, we can draw like 40 to 50 heads in Connecticut. Let me know if you'd like us to play. So then I just said to the big email, my response was, unfortunately, that deal will not work for us, but appreciate the offer. Hope the show goes well for you. Yeah.
So basically this year, I mean, whether things change this year or not, I guess until we actually get like something solid but from somebody who's not trying to cover their ass, which I understand the want of covering your ass. Like it makes perfect sense. I'm certainly not faulting anybody for being in like some degree of damage control mode, particularly when they're getting sort of like they're getting pieces of backlash that they don't necessarily deserve, where it's like, okay, you're just choosing to make the best of a bad situation. Like, fair enough, that's fine. But to, as opposed to kind of like being in fight mode about it online, which is like always a stupid fucking move. Like, just don't do that shit.
Well, which is the tangent just grows, the snowball just rolls.
Right.
It's like one status happens, and then this. Well, it's like, well, this status is like, okay, well, now we're mad at the bands too, dude. It's
Yeah.
like,
So
why are you
until
mad
we
at
Put
us?
egg on your face and it becomes an omelet.
Right. Basically, until we see an email from someone who played this year that says definitively this is what happened, it is still kind of like a little hearsay, a little speculation. But I mean, we've got it in fucking clear as day writing from you and Mike. You showed us one last year too. So we got it from two different people.
And to clarify,
that's
this
how
was-
it was last year.
This was for right.
This was the pay to play situation, which let's call it what it is. It's pay to fucking play.
100%.
Well,
So-
that's literally pay to play because like
Yeah.
people have been under fire for pay to play just for administering pre-sale tickets at all, even if there's not like a determined requirement, which is like, I mean, that's kind of insane. But at the same time, it's like it's not the best way to book a local to have
No.
them. It's not at all, and it's not a good way to like really help build the local. There, it can be if the local really runs with it, but it's also like it's become more difficult.
Yeah, a little bit of a necessary evil in the market, depending on what you're doing, what's up. Okay, sure, fair enough. And not being on the hook for shit up front is really where the difference
Dude,
kind of lies.
seriously.
So
Paying up front is the big
so you know
difference.
what
Oh my
I mean?
God.
Listen, if you know
That's
if you're
just absurd.
if you
That was
played this year and
absolutely
you don't give a fuck, like fucking whatever, email me, man. Just give me some screenshots. It's cool.
So let's move to the PowerPoint here. 'cause
Yeah,
Russo
so-
gave us like 15 slides of shit. We haven't moved from slide 1.
Trying to make use of like a lot of work went into this. So
There's a lot to talk about.
So the
That's all
Webster,
I know.
yeah.
so the Webster happens. They move it to Webster Hall. Or, no, Webster Hall. That's
It's gonna be a long
not,
episode.
Wrong venue. The Webster. What's nuts is there was no official correspondence via email about venue changes, about any of this from the ticketing service, from the fest themselves. None of that. You had to be on social media for it, which like
Which I think
No.
at this point,
Dude, it's
at,
so
at this
weird.
point in the episode, if you're listening, I think we've already had the interview with Mike that he
was
dived
a
into that.
fan who came out and ended up reaching out to us. But artists, some of the artists, some fans just didn't even know that a venue change had happened at all. Some people showed up to Thompson, found an empty venue. Again, drastic changes. And look, again, making the best of a bad situation is one thing. As an example, I went out to Austin, Texas one year for it was a Levitation Fest. It was just like a bunch of like psych bands and like
Levitate fan?
like
Jam
Electric
band.
Wizard and shit. Yeah, Levitation.
Oh, it was it? Because
in-
Levitate Fest is this weekend.
Oh, different
No,
different
Yeah,
fest.
Sublime's headline.
Oh,
yeah,
no.
Levitate's no, this is like smaller, right?
It was fairly big, and it ended up being so. What I don't think they're doing it anymore, but it was in Austin, and they I got there, and they had to cancel the festival because the day before because there were tornadoes. This Austin, they booked it during Austin, like Texas's like tornado season, and they were just like, we fucking can't do this. This is a gigantic safety risk. We can't do it. Which, like, fair enough. Obviously, it's like, oh fuck. So, every bar in downtown Austin is just full of people on their phones just being like in damage. You're like, what the fuck are we going to do? So it turned into this scramble where, a bunch of the bands like Sleep played and all these like, just like a bunch of like cool like weed bands played and they all booked these little shows. Some of them were free, some of them were ticketed, but they all booked all this last minute pop-up shit in small to medium-sized venues all over town. And they really like stepped up to try and like make it something cool. So it ended up being, instead of sitting in a muddy fucking field watching bands, which, is what it is. And if you're into that, that's fine. That's what I had signed up for in the first place. But it turned into making the best of a bad situation. And now suddenly I'm seeing a fucking couple dozen different rooms in the middle of a cool city. And I'm really getting to like explore this city. And it ended up being cool. Making the best of a bad situation. That's one thing. Let me tell you something, kids. Hartford fucking Connecticut
Sucks.
is in no way making the best of a bad situation. Hartford, Connecticut has never made a bad situation better.
The coolest thing in Hartford, Connecticut is WWE headquarters.
If you fucking that's like, oh boy, every fucking catalytic converter
is that
thief
Stanford?
in a
I thought it was
30-mile radius popped a diamond cutter boner the second that got moved. They're like, oh, we're eating good tonight, boys.
I feel like he could have set up an outside stage. Like there's a parking lot in the back of the Webster.
Well, he
like,
needed it for all the RVs.
Here's the thing I'm thinking about now. It's, sure, one thing is that he lost the racetrack, right? We know that for a fact, right?
Yeah.
Well, what about all the production trucks that were coming with stages? Did he
They
did he
bailed
not
because they didn't get paid.
so they didn't get paid either, right?
Right. That's how it started.
Okay. So
Now the other thing
he
too
could
that
have
comes
at
up,
least had a stage outside the Webster if he was really
yeah.
if he was really thinking he was going to get a lot of
Go
people.
big
I think
a
he
little
could have
bit.
gone that way, but
Right.
it's obvious that there was only probably 1,500 tickets sold.
What's nuts is, again, because these announcements were only being made by social media. You want to talk about kind of like lack of transparency, bad communication. Even like the website has not like at this point noted a venue change. It's still full price tickets. It's the original lineup.
Interesting.
Yeah, there was no changes.
So
at
bands
all.
are dropping like fucking flies, obviously.
I think
but
Gideon
it's-
was the first one to go, weren't they?
but it's still being sold like it's the original event.
Good for Gideon.
yeah,
yeah.
they kind of made that move. I'm pretty sure they were the first one to drop.
Yeah.
If they're the first one that I saw drop, and I agree. Like good move on them because they're in like that
charge.
weird like middle point where like
I know
they're
their
really
agent
good,
does
but-
not put up with that, so it does not surprise me.
Yeah, and like they're doing really good, and like I don't think that they needed to be involved in something like that. I'm not
Yeah.
necessarily a fan, but I know. I can see the trajectory.
You can say that about so many of the bands. In the
I
bill. That's
really
so
do.
right?
I
It's
really
like
do.
insane. I mean, Nothing More is one of my favorite bands, like probably ever.
They're awesome.
So fantastic.
Didn't
Oh.
love them, but they're interesting to see live, though. They did put on a good
It's
show.
a-
It is
so
a-
good.
yeah, even if you're not crazy about the music, the show is cool.
Yeah, definitely.
It's an acquired taste, I suppose. Well, I mean, like they're right up my alley. I love the big choruses, and Johnny has like
Sure.
one of the best voices in probably rock right now.
Yeah, his voice is great.
It's
yeah.
fantastic.
So now where things get a little murky and weird is now all through this there's like rumors that that third day is canceled just due to like who the fuck knows at that point. But now near the tail end of the night is the second stage gets shut down mid-set for one of the other bands. Everybody gets the boot. Security says the rent wasn't paid. There was supposedly, they were double booked. The problem with that smaller room is that they were also double booked.
We are live at Capulet Fest. We got into our second song.
And they shut us the fuck down.
And
We're too fucking good. We're too fucking good.
And,
got mad.
and they shut it down.
Livekill, baby.
Right? Closed the door. Told everybody to leave. That's
Fuck
it.
yeah, man.
Holy shit.
Dude, what about all your shit that's in there?
Jason, they fucking shut it down, bro. They came in and made everybody leave. Unfucking believable. Dean, I feel you, bro. So, security comes in, says the dude didn't pay the rent, and made everybody leave.
Suck a dick,
Lock the
bitch.
fucking doors.
Motherfuckers.
Yeah, gotta love that shit, right?
Unfucking believable.
So, I guess all the shit you see going on about Capulet Fest is, yep, there it is. Second song. Came in, get the fuck out. Started grabbing people, just throwing them out.
Now there's a question of whether or not the rent was paid according to like people
Wait,
that were
so
working there.
Do you think that maybe the show was running late and they went past? Was there any chance that it was going past?
It seems
they
like
had to set up a second
that's
show.
possible.
So I know if they're setting up a second show, the first show would have to end by a certain point. Was it running on time? Has anybody been talking about that? Was the
So-
band over the time? Because they're just saying that you have to go. He only rented to this time
Right.
So the
because
guy
all
that
these
we-
other bands played.
That could very
So
well
Mike that
be.
we were just doing that we did the interview with
Yeah.
was saying that they should have had plenty of time to finish their set list and get everybody out and set up the new room, or like flip the room. For...
Unless,
What fucking?
Oh,
It's too late now. Whatever.
Yeah.
We've talked enough about this.
fucking garbage
Put
can.
a dollar
man.
in the bucket.
I lost my train of thought.
Well, there it goes.
Train run off the track.
If what he said is true, then they should have had enough time to finish their set list because they were the last band in the room. So
Yeah.
they should have had enough time to finish their set list, flip the room, and then go about the next event.
That's if the promoter was transparent with the set times to the venue and didn't, you know what I mean?
I bet he wasn't.
Yeah.
Probably not.
I bet his favorite type of shirt is fleece.
Oh. so
And
yeah, I mean,
changing over at the Webster, have you changed over at the Webster and like it's not it's a tight space up in there.
In the
It's-
underground,
it's-
especially. Yeah,
changeovers take a little bit. You know what I
it's tough
mean?
to
Like
it is tough to change in there. Yeah.
So that's kind of where things get a little crazy too. Is like again, even when it's coming down to the stuff that the damage control version of the event, where it's okay, what you paid for versus what you're actually getting. Even that is now getting hacked off at some point. Whether I don't know if they were the last band. I actually
Who,
probably got Livekill.
Yes, they were.
Okay,
They were the last
so,
band in the room.
All right,
yeah.
so it's not like a total like this got hacked off of the fucking knees.
No, that's what Mike was
But
saying. Too.
that does suck. I mean, that fucking sucks. These people paid on, presumably.
They came from Florida, by what he
you,
said.
Yeah, you pay.
So
You
like,
play 2
expenses
songs and then they
alone
tell you to go
are
fuck
Right.
yourself.
So insane.
yeah.
But what Mike said, again, just in case you skipped the interview for whatever reason, but what Mike said was that this band is from Fort Lauderdale, and they came up, they did a show in Jersey, and then they were just like, all right, fuck it, we'll just go up to Connecticut, we'll do this festival, and then we'll head back home. They played 2 songs, and then they got kicked off. So
Crazy.
they had a huge amount of expenses, assuming they made any kind of money, even in New Jersey, who knows.
Right.
But they had a crazy amount of expenses, and all of a sudden they play 2 songs.
Blow it all on Wawa.
Well, justified.
Been there.
Justified. That's not the point. But
But the best part is that they actually went on Instagram. Was it Instagram or Facebook Live or
Instagram,
whatever?
yeah.
And I don't know too much about this sort of stuff. You know, as a promoter, you guys have been doing this longer than I have. At least the guys have not the balls, but saying, hey, we got kicked out early for X, Y, Z. At least they were telling everyone's like, this is what happened. It is what it is. It sucks. Because I'm sure they were not. He handled it professionally, but he also was calling out what the bullshit was going on with the promoters and stuff like that. That's a lot of time and investment that all of us can say that we've all put in. That would if that happened to any of us in our bands, that would suck.
That'd be sweet.
I would say
100%.
on my end. So
I don't know by any means like what the level of that band is. I truthfully had never heard of them prior to this.
Livekill, man.
Yeah, I never heard of them.
I had
prior
no
to this,
idea.
A bunch of the bands that were like
But
the high end of the card
nothing
that
against
dropped off were transparent about being like, listen, you know, we don't know what's happening with this thing. It seems like people are getting hosed, so we're dropping.
That's basically what Alisana said.
Props,
Right.
you know, to anybody who
Yeah, it's not
was,
easy to drop a show like that. It's not an easy,
you
easy
don't
decision to
wanna
make
do
with your.
that.
You got like you're a band like that. You have a whole team working with you.
Especially a band of that caliber too.
Yeah,
You know what
right.
I mean? Like I know for a fact, like with Alisana at least, like their show's a whole production right now because they're doing an album tour.
yeah.
Mm.
You know, so they're doing a whole type of production that is specific with them right now. So they got to worry about getting all their crew and shit to every venue for that kind of stuff. And I think that they're on a tour right now anyway, so it's not a huge deal for them
Right.
specifically. But I mean, they're not the only band in the lineup
Time is
that
money.
would do that. You know what I
Right.
mean?
True.
Yeah.
So anyway, before night 2 is even done, then
Holy shit, we're still on night 1.
Skillet's playing. This is night 2 now.
My God, this is like 3 discs of Final
There's only
Fantasy. This is
2
fucking ridiculous.
yeah. So end
favorite.
of night 2. It's not even over yet. It is then announced again via social media that day 3 has been completely shit canned. Forget it. It's not happening.
Where's Zuckerberg when you need him? The fuck?
So
If anybody needs to get fucking sucked, it's this guy.
What's even more nuts is now we saw some stuff from like vendors that were saying like they paid out the ass to be there. They got stuck in like a corner in the parking lot where there was like I don't even know if there was fucking re-entry at that point.
Yeah, I saw that a lot of the vendors were in a spot that had like no traffic
no
at
foot
all.
traffic whatsoever. They got fucked.
I did see. So Mike had mentioned the post about the vendor that traveled that didn't have his hotel room booked for him.
Yes,
I saw that original post in the group, and he basically just straight up said like, I came all this way. I had to buy a whole bunch of new merchandise to sell. Like I had a whole bunch of shit that I had to do that cost me a bunch of money, and my only hope was to like not have to spend money on a hotel room to be able to make something possibly, and he wasn't even able to do that.
So what's interesting too is I guess what ended up happening with a lot of that stuff is people that had like camping or RV or whatever, which like when you camping at a fucking racetrack, fucking what the fuck?
Yeah, people were really going
weird.
all in.
People
I
were really
suppose,
into that.
but I guess a good amount of those people were offered like comped hotel rooms, which probably just means it was like rooms for the bands that dropped. If we're being pragmatic about it.
I had not heard the first part of that sentence, but the second part of it makes sense.
Yeah. So there you go. I'm not going to say that.
Man, maybe some random RV guy got that vendor's hotel room.
Maybe that's what it is.
Shit,
And obviously
that
there were only
sucks.
like so many of those. So some of these people just
hotel room.
They'll never know.
yeah, all their lodging stuff gets shit canned. Like
Oh, boy.
that's
Just reeks of
what a bungle.
running out of money.
Fucking
That's it.
massive boondoggle. The
No
whole
money
way through.
left for anything. Any things you're listing, it's
Yeah.
no money.
Where's the
left.
money for that?
There's no money.
Where's the money? It's like last year. I mean,
Yeah.
if it's
Yeah,
anything
great
like last
ambition,
year,
like I said.
where the fuck did that money
Yeah.
come from?
Way
'Cause-
too ambitious
Yeah.
for me.
No, and that's fair. I mean, it's tough to do.
I'd have to take out a gigantic loan. I would take if I were to do what he did, I would have to take out a gigantic loan.
It's the only way to do it legitimately, I think.
I'd have to.
Without having to do the
You have to
down
have like
payment
$100
costs.
grand in pocket to do that.
Yeah.
But
Now this is
Minimum.
we're getting a little bit into hearsay territory here, but what I was seeing from some people that were involved and stuff was like people close to the the potentially guilty parties is like he was like asking people to take out loans on his behalf or like put themselves into debt to help him
what the fuck?
make it happen, which is like, man, like you're asking somebody to fucking remortgage their house for a fucking stupid rock show. Like,
I saw people.
if that's true, like, massive dickhead.
Yeah, 100%.
Dude, seriously. I saw people like posting on Facebook like I lost like few $1,000s on this. Guess I'll go fuck myself. Like,
I guess I'll eat in a month.
terrible, dude. Oh my god.
Guess I'll starve. Like
so-
that's crazy.
I'm so happy I had faith in this guy. Yeah, great,
Hey,
awesome,
$3.
thanks.
Yeah, that fucking sucks.
Oh
dude.
my god.
So the attorney
Terrible.
general gets involved at this point, which is extra
Which
nuts.
fucking rocks.
What?
I mean, yeah, sure.
Which rocks. Because you know
Taking
what?
it seriously.
This fucking guy, I'm glad that I actually watched it. I watched the stream of it. It got me home from work, which was great. But like to see a call to action like that actually work. And this guy came on and he was talking like a fan, essentially. He was saying like, I don't necessarily know these bands. However, I am a fan of music. I don't like this. This can't be happening. You know what I mean? Like it's cool that there's somebody out there that can back up and wants to back up prosecuting things like this.
Right. Well, the larger implications too of like what this means for, this kind of like general tri-state area as a market too is hard. It's already
point.
like a challenge to get anybody to play somewhere besides fucking Boston is like hard.
He's
hate
pissed
Boston.
because it's a bad look for the community.
Yeah, it
You know
fucks
what
up
I mean?
the whole market as far as like just being
Well, I mean, thankfully,
not to have just like people worrying about getting ripped off if they want to fucking play here.
Right. No, that's totally true. I mean, thankfully, I mean, like companies like Mass Concerts, like running shows at the Webster and Palladium. I mean, they have such a long-running reputation of great business, and like,
We're fortunate to have them, but
yeah,
the problem
for
is there's
sure.
not much else besides them
That-
that we can count on like
Yeah.
that. You know
That
what
you
I
can
mean?
actually,
Like
really count on to do.
Right.
obviously,
Well, I mean, Boston's
present
got-
company notwithstanding, of course.
Boston's got like Big Night Live, Sinclair. Like they seem to do good business. I feel like there is a lot of good faith and good business.
It's like
in it.
AG
But,
and Bowery
like,
Presents and all
you're
that
totally
stuff.
right. It's like a terrible drop in the pond though. Like what the we don't need like that.
It's
kinda
a big
stain on
black
our-
mark on a market that struggled historically.
For sure.
Especially because it also, even though they're not necessarily at fault, it still kind of puts a black mark on the Webster too. You know what I mean? And the Webster is a very popular venue in Connecticut for any level of band, really. You know what I mean? Like that's still.
I don't
not
think
good.
anybody will stop.
Well,
it.
Bands weren't
No,
picked
it won't stop
properly
anything,
for
but
this
still.
festival.
Yeah.
The promoter didn't understand what he was going to get from the bands that he booked.
What do you mean?
I feel like he just people have been knocking the lineup a little bit. Some people standing up for it, but I think the lineup could have been better
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Seemed a bit random, like
Oh,
little
yeah.
over here,
for
little
what
over
he
there.
was trying to do.
Yeah, 100%.
So I feel like he didn't really book the bands he needed. They were great bands. August Burns Red is amazing.
Oh yeah.
But I'm just saying he didn't book. They'll sell out the Palladium. You
Easy.
know what I mean? They'll sell out maybe the House of Blues. You think?
I seen them sell it
I don't know.
downstairs.
I've seen them at the House of
I believe
Blues.
it.
They weren't solo though. They were with
Yeah.
Kill Switch. So I
Oh,
wouldn't
well.
count that.
I seen them headline downstairs, played them sell it
You
out.
know what I mean? So that's the
Sure.
band that's going to headline your whole huge.
right.
Come on,
And that's on-
The-
they were
right
on day
there.
one,
It's like,
too, weren't
what
they?
was he
Right.
thinking? You could tell that he was a rookie promoter, and no offense, but it's like, come on, like you need
Like new
nothing
guy-
more
new
was
guy
a
shit.
good draw. That was probably the best thing he did. This should have been the whole focal point of the whole thing. And what they headlining one of the nights? How'd that
Sunday.
work? Sunday. So they're
The
headlining
day
the
that
Sunday.
got canceled.
They
Yeah,
got
right.
canceled.
Yeah.
right.
It's-
Yeah.
I think it was.
And that's what crumbled the whole thing, probably,
I
because
think
they
they
were
were-
carrying the whole thing, probably.
Well, it might have been they might have just been Sunday. I might have been scheduling because they just dropped the album. So like, who knows? That might have been the. I don't know. I have no idea.
Yeah,
but-
he wanted to book bands I feel that he personally liked. It felt a lot like that. It did. And I feel like you need, if you want to do that, like you could fill that place up with right now, get Sleep Token over there. Get
Sleep Token's selling 5,000 now though. They're
Oh, yeah,
way
they're
Yeah,
bigger
it's a
than that.
12,000.
Oh, yeah,
cap
fair.
va-
Yeah,
you know
yeah,
what I
if
mean?
they
Like,
were
you
at Thompson.
need
I thought
a
you were still
Sleep
talking about
Token.
Webster.
That's
I
what
was
I'm
like,
trying to say.
oh,
You
they were
need-
at Thompson,
You need a
yeah.
combo
Right.
of like Sleep Token, maybe Beartooth, and I'm partial, but they're popular.
No,
right
I'd
now.
I would say
they're doing good.
Day to Remember, maybe.
Day to Remember.
Right,
They weren't
yeah.
already
Exactly.
playing.
Now
Yeah,
we're
right.
talking. Now you can fill up a 10,000.
These big fat
Now you
draw
can-
bands.
Yeah.
So we're
and
now
they'll sell the tickets. You'll make your money because you're
Right.
doing it right.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I
now
don't
we've
know.
got it here in writing from a guy that emailed the venue and kind of misplaced anger. He was kind of like chewing out the venue for this like situation that had nothing, ultimately had very little to do with them.
Brainless consumer.
Yeah. So, very misplaced anger, kind of like he kind of cleatused these people a little bit. But basically what he got back from them was exactly what we've been, we got it in writing here. Like, this was a sole decision by the promoter. We've been pleading with them since Monday. So we've got it from the venue saying, listen, like.
Which venue?
From Thompson.
Okay.
So, like, them saying, yo, we've known about this for days. This is, any failure to communicate has got fucking nothing to do with us.
Yeah, this ain't new, bro. Yeah.
But we told them days ago what the situation was, and they have not communicated to you. That's on them. Ultimately,
right? 100%.
Right?
Yeah.
Fact.
This is. I'm just gonna read this from a guy that was like involved at that worked in the production office at Thompson. This is a great pull quote that I have to share with you guys.
Thank you, Zach.
I was pleading with the promoter Thursday night to cancel the festival. Him and his family literally compared their struggles to that of the persecution of Jesus Christ. The whole thing was sickening.
I'm telling you, man. I'm not just saying things to say over here.
Fuck, dude.
If true,
how did Skillet take that?
It's either the church or
fuck, brother.
Skillet is so mad right now.
Holy moly!
That might be why Skillet stuck around. That might be why August Burned Around Red stuck around, because they have the Christian members. That I'm saying there's a connection here.
Maybe, but I mean, that's kind of like.
I don't know about
I don't know that Jesus. I don't think Jesus, the historical figure, was like stiffing bands out of their guarantee.
You didn't know that was one of the commandments?
Yeah, right.
Thou shalt not give guarantees.
And here's the deal.
Here's
the deal. He's not wrong in his thinking in one way.
Yeah.
The fact that if they didn't owe upfront money and he could pay it after the fact, and this show happens and the tickets sell that final week hard going into the event, and he gets that door, he probably would have had. But that's not how you do it. You can't
could have gone better, but it fucking didn't.
Right.
You can't fake a festival. You have to have the money up front for it. That's the end of the day. He thought, like a lot of us promoters do, if you book Fett, I'm not putting up upfront money for Fett. You know what I mean? I'm going to pay him after the show's done. It's a trust thing. You know what I mean? And it's not that way when you're doing a $100,000 festival.
And having this like ironclad no refunds thing, which I mean, I don't know how much it would hold up, because
it was airtight, and I'm actually
now not to be like I
looked at that and bought the ticket. Still, I wouldn't have bought the ticket if I read
for
that.
all this shit to be like no act of God or any such like mishap will entitle you to a refund. Like, now listen, this may come as a shock to you, dear viewer or listener. I am not a lawyer.
What? Oh no!
Sorry to let you. Sorry
we were on
to
a consultation earlier.
Sorry to trick you guys.
So don't try to lawyer me. Okay? Frankly, that's nonsense. That he might have included boilerplate on his website saying no refunds, rain or shine, that doesn't get it done. When you promise people at $65, $300, or $700 that you're going to deliver a 3-day festival, right, that has food, that has camping, that has security, that is safe, you got to deliver on that. Okay? And they didn't. And not even close. And so the fact that he had some boilerplate disclaimer language on the website that I haven't seen the website, but I suspect that it's not the biggest disclosure we've ever seen, right? Somewhere in the fine print, that doesn't cut it. Never has, and it won't here.
Yeah. All right. So the Attorney General said it was a dick move, essentially.
Yeah.
And that tracks to me, because it seems like it wouldn't necessarily hold a lot of water, because a reasonable it's not really a reasonable like recovery of like the situation. It's bait and switch, like you said. That's pretty much exactly
by
what it is.
his words. He said that like even with all of the wording that's in there, while it's like Mike said, like while it is airtight and there are a lot of things that can get him out of a lot of situations, the biggest thing that wasn't in there was the fact that they paid for one thing and got another.
Exactly. Yeah.
So
exactly.
That's what they're going to land on.
A reasonable delivery of services is not what these people got.
Right. So
Right,
that's
like-
what he's
We can
gonna
say
land
that.
on.
We can say that pretty.
Anytime like a
solidly.
festival gets
Did you finish that quote?
altered.
What the one about
Jesus
the
one?
one about Jesus?
Yeah,
Yeah, that was it.
I feel like you only got halfway. I was
That
into
was
that
the whole
quote.
thing was sickening. To tell you the truth, they're also fucked in the head that all this negative publicity is feeding his ego, as he genuinely believes the adage that you make a few enemies on your way to the top.
But yeah, I mean, that doesn't seem like it applies.
Yeah.
Wow.
This other person said he was asking people he didn't even know to take out loans and remortgage their houses so he could attempt to get the money he knows damn well he's never going to pay back. I was a stagehand that went earlier this week to set up for the show. Didn't have the money. The fact that no information about the show being canceled is criminal because they are still allowing ticket purchases that they will not give refunds to. So the remortgaging thing, I mean, this is like, I mean, that's an intense. That's intense hearsay.
He's on a mission from God.
Can we
Mortgages
just talk
for
about
Jesus.
the fact that they say go back and say like he's talking about him and his family? So this isn't just him; it's him and his family that is doing the show.
I guess.
Has that really been talked about? Because that says it right there: him and his family.
Yeah, I think I did kind of hear things in that vein. I don't know.
Is he?
It's not a one-man grift.
You said trust
Right.
fund. Is it a trust fund situation?
I think it's a combination of,
Is it-
of what we
does-
both said. I think
What's
it's,
up with his family? For all we know, they're poor. I don't know. You know what I mean? Are they rich?
Or
Are
did
they
they
not?
like-
if we're gonna just like
Did they like have
theorize,
the
like,
patent on like a door, like a door hinge or something like that? And they just like it's like one of those things. Like I know a guy, his wife, his wife's like family invented the or patented like the Sharps container.
What the fuck?
Yo,
Isn't
so
that crazy?
That's dumb.
That's like a random thing, but like shit like that, maybe. I don't know.
maybe he's Joel Osteen's son.
Could fucking very well
Maybe,
be.
who knows?
Some
Damn, which
fucking
one of them is-
His
mega
last name
church
would
ass
be
shit.
Austin, not.
Maybe it's a fake last name, dude.
Baby mama scenario, man. You don't know.
Could be. Hey,
Right,
I mean,
sure.
yeah, you could. Yeah.
We're getting into fucked up territory.
yeah. We're gonna speculate wildly.
Baby, he's a vampire.
We're gonna speculate on adultery from his parents.
We're getting an angry mob together.
Dude, the commandments say something about that too. You know?
That's the 12th one.
Yeah. Thou shalt not
So basically,
get on the internet.
Thou shalt not birth a
and-
promoter
and-
from adultery.
There was also
Yes.
a lot of posts that I saw that he made and stuff, and people involved about praying for it. Right? We're gonna pray our way through this. I saw a lot of that.
Yeah.
How'd
How
that
about-
work out?
Which leads me to
man.
believe that there was some kind of they thought a miracle was about to happen. or
Yeah.
something
Well, where's the
like-
fuking money?
Yeah.
Where's the
You
drum
know?
circle?
And they
Prayer
don't
circle's
realize
like,
that
you need a
there's
drum
actually
circle.
logistics that go into this. You can't just sit down back and hope.
Oh,
for the
it'll
best.
all work out.
Something like this.
No,
There's people's
brother.
Safety, like not only the things that we're talking about, like the racetrack and the stages. What about the porta potties? And the things that you wash your hands in, and the sanitizer.
Is
and,
there
like,
water?
All the other water.
I'm gonna touch
Like,
that in a second. Hang on. One of
so
my,
many things.
One of my favorite things. I was looking through the tickets, and
Cop
one of
detail.
the like one of the I think it was like one of the higher ranks of VIP. Like one of the benefits was free water.
Ugh.
What the
No.
fuck do you mean?
Fucking
Oh
die.
my
First.
What do you mean?
God.
Listen, man.
It was probably going to be like a few cases of water in the corner of the room that you can go take from.
That's
right.
that is
Here's your VIP
ghoulish
section behind
fucking
some,
behavior,
some
man.
stanchion rope. Like what the fuck? What the fuck?
Unacceptable.
I gotta pay $700 a ticket for free water, you asshole.
Yeah.
What-
So
Die.
it sounds like Voldemort has never been to a show, like and just like watches shows from afar, or YouTube, or like
Maybe.
just like this is how a show go. We can,
And you know what, too?
Yay.
You said all those things, like people that, like, you know, the people that, like, ran out the porta potties or whatever else. It's like a lot of people's, like, livelihood. It's all of these many income streams
Yeah.
for all these people that, like,
You were planning all
Yeah.
year for this weekend, and
Yeah.
they're
Dude,
planning.
if you're a
Seriously,
business,
dude,
if you're a
it's
local
not-
business and you got
so
fucked,
up.
then you got, like, really fucked, man. Times
Yeah.
is tough.
I know
shit
production
hurts
crews that
everybody.
are pissed. Yeah.
And like
Well, I don't think there was any security plan.
Probably
I don't.
not.
As
I haven't
far
heard
as, like,
one thing
actual
about any
security
kind of
team, you mean?
security, anything over there.
The
I mean, they would have
crazy-
to have something in-house,
the craziest thing to me,
probably.
it's like my bad, like a normal show, like 5 bands, one band will drop, and they'll offer a refund on tickets for that,
Yeah.
like off of
Well,
one band dropping.
I'm going to lead you into this, okay? Obviously, you know I work security. I make deals with all kinds of places, and I know how much it costs. So basically, security alone, bro. If you're looking
Ain't
at
cheap.
three days worth of security, maybe 50 guys, at least
Yeah.
Listen,
a
what
day, you're looking at a bill of $20,000 to $50,000.
What
Right,
would
dude.
your, what would your
Right
company
there.
look like? Like if your company took that deal, like what do you think it would have looked like in like financially for Mr. Promoter Man?
It's about what I said.
Yeah,
It's a lot of
20.
money, $20,000 to $50,000.
So what really to kind of talk about this like this like delusional kind of like it to some degree like a lack of accountability and really not seeing the bigger picture about shit, and you know, a little main character syndrome here. I'm gonna read you guys the final cancellation post.
Oh,
After all these like kind of cryptic posts and all this just mishandling the situation as far as
here we go. We finally get an answer
from a PR standpoint, from a forward-facing perspective. How fucking badly a lot of this got bungled.
But I want to address this before you read it.
Yeah.
The very first sentence of this post
Yes.
was not originally there.
Yes.
They went in and they edited it and they added this in.
Okay.
This
That's true.
post
You're right.
originally started on the second sentence, but go ahead.
So here it is, word for word. And it's so fucking dramatic. Sunday is no longer... I'm not doing Sunday, sorry.
So funny that's it's a Romeo and Juliet reference, and he's so dramatic.
I know.
Honestly, stop it.
Yeah.
Capulet Montague stage.
Believe theater kids out of guitar music. Anyway.
Oh, he was definitely a theater kid.
For sure. The melodrama here. Let's
Yeah, you
fucking,
can tell.
Dude, here you go. Sunday is no longer an option.
That wasn't there.
We fought. We wrestled with obstacle after obstacle. Paying the bands and paying the venue. There's two obstacles
Here's
fucking for you
the
right
thing.
there. We became a target.
He failed to get a loan. Is what
Yes.
happened.
That is an
I went
obstacle.
to the bank to
As
get
someone
a
who
business
gives
loan.
loans, I wouldn't have given him one.
That is an obstacle. We became a target.
My credit is bad now.
We became hated even when we were doing our best to save something and give you the best show possible. No one sees the sacrifice. All they do is judge. We did everything we could. We hope you had fun. We did our best. Thank you to everyone who came out and had a blast. We enjoyed the meet and greets. We hope you enjoyed the music. Goodbye, period.
That's the thing that did it is the goodbye.
All right. Change your fucking tampon. Damn.
Listen, man, I give loans for a living. I wouldn't have given this asshole a loan if he came into my office. That's all I'm saying. I want a loan so I can book Skillet. Fuck off. No.
Here's the thing. To have things not work out, I fully understand like a shit happens scenario. You know what I mean? That's fair enough. There is a shit happens contingent of like anything that can happen. Like I was saying, that fest I was at in Texas that ended up working out.
Or when we were young with
things,
the first year.
Things that have been, just shit goes wrong. Especially too in like entertainment and rock and roll. There is like a great deal of like Murphy's Law factor in the whole thing. Like shit fucking happens, man.
Anything.
But that is not a like. But what about me though?
But we tried so hard.
Yeah, I fucking bet you did, and it wasn't enough. I'm sorry. That's the thing is like what it really comes down to in that situation is like it does not fucking matter that you tried your best when you were
something about trying so hard and not even mattering.
You didn't have you had a ton of a wide berth to unfuck this situation before it got worse.
And they were like, nope.
This is beyond damage control. You've got like you cannot like unfuck this pig, brother. Like it's not happening at this point.
I have an email.
Fuck yeah, give me that shit, dude.
This is just this is back in 2012.
Voldemort.
He hit me up and he was representing a couple bands. So
sorry, hang on.
So we have some backstory here. Whoops. He's been doing it for a bit. This is me and him talking in 2000. This is my old email, rambuticon@gmail.com before I was Mike at rambuticon.com.
Excuse me.
This is
Gmail.
2012. He goes, "Hey dude, this is from Capulet. We spoke about doing a show together in Rhode Island in January. The bands touring are Chasing Morgan and Nobody Yet. I believe those are Christian rock bands.
Is Nobody Yet? Is that like free beer?
Probably.
Is nobody yet?
Nobody yet?
Other options?
It was just
like that one.
We just got the one band and
else.
nobody else
Looking
yet.
to
But
get
we're
them
working
on
on
a
it.
pop punk show you already have in the works, or we bring them and a few others, and you bring a few others, and we split costs and profits. What do you think? Looking at early January. Let me know.
That's how professionals communicate, right?
So he was looking
I
to
was
split
thinking
costs
maybe you
with
could give me
Rambuticon. Is
some
that what you
money
mean?
and I won't.
Is that how I understood that? He was looking to like book with you and split costs with Rambuticon.
Yeah, so he was looking to go halves on the rental and split the costs, and it's an interesting way to go into things. But he was asking me for venue costs and all kinds of that stuff like that.
So he was basically saying, "Hey, can you book this show and I'll take half the cost?"
Yeah, he ended up ending it with
How about you pay my rent?
He said,
And I will do nothing.
Man, listen,
and then he hit me up a little while later. He said
Proposal
they are playing a
accepted.
show in Maryland that day. Thanks for the offer, dude. So it looks like I had a date for him and it didn't work out. And then moving forward, he all of a sudden he was representing the band That's Outrageous.
Who?
It was a band. They were
Where
pretty
the
good.
fuck are these bands coming from?
They were-
That's
that is 2012, bro.
outrageous.
Bring yourself
That
back
is-
12
that is
years.
outrageous, bro.
I couldn't if I wanted
12
to.
years ago.
12 years ago was
outrageous.
Avenged
They
or
were
nothing.
popping at the time. He was representing them somehow. So he said, "Oh, wait, never mind. Just saw you posted that That's Outrageous is playing. So that for me. Okay, so I got That's Outrageous." And he's hitting me up. He goes, "But they are playing in Danbury, Connecticut a date for us. We booked the show about a month ago. Is there a mix-up?"
I don't know, man.
Do you see this right here?
So
We're going back 12 years.
If
He
you're
said-
representing them, then
he just
then
so basically he saw that
you
I
know
was
if it was a
booking
mix-up.
That's Outrageous, playing on December 15th in Providence, but they're playing him the same day.
it doesn't sound like he's really booking well now, does it?
So all the
So who's in charge?
all
Sounds
the email-
reputable.
All the email
Who's on first?
transmission that
That's
I
what I would
have
like to
from
know.
him is kind of speaks to what we're
in
talking
over his
about.
fucking head.
Yeah, I
pretty-
mean, it's
pretty
definitely
hard.
like as somebody who doesn't book shows, I can like understand like the general idea of like, I really want to book bands. I really want to like book my favorite bands and like have this opportunity and like, I get it. But at the same time, it's like you can't just go to the website and say, "Hey, I'm going to book a show here. Good luck." And leave it at that. You know what I mean? Like there's
Yeah.
more to it than that, and I don't think he got that far.
Yeah.
Considering the lineup and what it was and what it became. I don't
Yeah.
think
Yes. So we'll. I think what kind of what slide we're at here is like where it started versus who actually played.
That is
That's
fucking
that's
drastic.
I gotta read this email. I'm
you
sorry. I have to.
you versus the guy she tells you not to worry about.
Yo, I gotta read this email, bro.
Yeah,
Oh,
you do. Yeah.
by all means, please.
So this is back in 2013.
I remember that band.
Apparently, I was the agent for Farewell Dreamer at the time, great band, and Auburn, who's doing a reunion show at the Met with Inspirit coming up at the Met for me.
Boy, I wonder who else is
Um,
playing that show.
And he goes, "This is
That's so
an email from Capulet Entertainment. Hey Mike, this is the kind of email I don't like to write, but I have to.
no emails
So
ever found
dramatic.
me well, so I
It's
get
so
it.
dramatic.
Good Lord.
I am canceling next week's show in Danbury, Connecticut with Fathom Farewell in Auburn. The reason for this is because I have
I
been
think of
under an
Farewell Dreamer.
extreme amount of stress lately.
Oh.
My house recently incurred a lot of damage because a few weeks of pipes burst, caused several leaks, one of which completely destroyed my family room. Thousands of dollars like going on and
Yeah,
on.
looking for
Thousands
your-
of dollars
your
damage.
fucking life story.
My two shows didn't have anywhere near the turnouts that I expected, which also sent me back considerably. Basically, the short version is the show would have just cost me more than I can handle at this time. Plus, so this guy has been doing this for a long time.
He's so good at writing emails. He should write love letters.
I bet he had a creative writing
I
class.
swear I love you. I
He
really
went on
do.
for a while more, and it's just a bunch of him just talking in
fucking
circles.
talking to himself.
And apologizing, and this sucks. No way to be delicate about it. I am pissed that I have to do this.
Oh,
Like,
good
this
Lord.
is-
Don't be sorry, brother. Be
Have
better.
a safe weekend and keep rocking.
Stop.
Yeah, it's like everything's better now. That you
Yes.
said keep rocking.
I'm gonna turn this fucking
well, boy,
car around,
everything,
brother.
world peace just
He
happened
canceled
right now.
on me. This guy canceled on me.
You're gonna cancel on me and then tell me to keep rocking?
Farewell
Yeah.
Dreamer. They were dope back in the
They
day.
were- they were
Come
like
on.
an
80s
2013.
They're like
that
an
was
80s
sick.
sounding band, too, if I remember
No,
right.
it wasn't.
No, not at all. They're like
stop,
metalcore.
please.
I can't believe you
Don't
would say
insult them.
this. I'm just
Derek Bunker, bro.
Don't you dare tell me
He
to
was
keep
in, from
rocking.
Atlantis, too. Come
great
on.
vocalist.
No, I might be thinking of a different band then.
You probably were.
So
Yeah.
Yeah, goodbye.
Fuck. All right. I'll just see myself the
Jeez,
fuck out
Andrew.
then, I guess.
so yeah, this situation is a
I don't want to dig my email for more.
Yeah,
You just continue
yeah.
what you're
It's
doing.
a- I mean, I
I
think we've
it gets worse
kinda-
the more I find.
yeah.
So
I think we've squeezed the juice from this one. It's a real butt fuck, kids.
Yeah, man.
Hey.
It ain't pretty.
I mean, like that could be a good or a bad thing. You never know.
And in this situation,
Depends on who you're asking. I have to say that the
yeah.
fans of Capulet Fest probably would say that it was not a good fuck.
No,
No.
definitely not.
if
Not
I had
at all.
if I had to put that out there.
No, seriously, it's terrible.
Yeah, no,
yeah.
it's
Rode hard, put away broke.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Woof.
it's a real bad situation, and it sucks that like some of our peers were involved too. I mean,
for sure.
again, they made their own decision. They
Yeah.
did what they did, and it is what it is.
Don't
but,
hold them. Don't hold it against them.
Yeah.
like
No,
they
yeah,
like,
exactly.
No, I know you're not, but like
Yeah.
people on the internet were. It's like, why would you do that?
I hate to see the fact that like some of our friends were involved in such a shitty mess. You know what I mean? Especially
Totally.
like, knowing that obviously none of us are currently at a state where we're the biggest band in the world. So like I can imagine that they would feel the financial burden probably just as much as any of us in the room would.
Yeah.
Right.
Do I think
Sucks.
it's sort of sucker shit? Yes. Do I think you should go to jail for taking a chance? Of course not. Obviously
no.
not. But also, like, if you look at these things, like, look at the history of it a little bit and see that it's, I don't know, man. I just don't see a world where that's fucking worth it.
Not.
Times is tough, bro.
If
The
I had, like,
glory of it.
If I had to
for
put
him.
if I had to put a bet out
There's
there,
no glory in this.
No.
if I had to put a bet out there, I'd say that the people that we know that played this festival probably got the same exact email that Alex got last year.
Yeah.
If I had to guess. So
Very
it's like
likely.
we kind of understand, like, all right, if you're getting an email with that vibe, maybe don't do it. You make your own calls, man. You kind of make your own bet on it, but like I wouldn't have taken that. And I remember when this whole thing first got announced, I even said in our band chat, I was like, hey, should we look into this?
Mm.
And he was like,
Absolutely not.
Nope.
Okay, fair enough.
he was like, do you want to pay $3,000 to buy on? I was like, no. He's
I'd
like,
rather be shot in
"All
the
right."
face.
I'm
Thanks.
going to be
We're
real with you. I'm very surprised still, and people have been mad that I say this, but
Fuck him.
Gives a shit.
I basically am kind of disappointed that bands played the Capulet Fest and showed up and played it. It should have been, they all should have walked out. You know what I mean? None of it should have happened.
Because they didn't really
You
get
know
what they
I mean?
paid for either. They got kind of
Yeah.
they got kind of boned
You're
too.
just
and it's,
supporting
you
it,
know,
and I
yeah.
know they say they're not or whatever, but like,
Yeah.
if I was in a band, which I am, and we had done a stupid thing, guys, and we decided,
Yeah.
because we all have jobs and money, we probably could have thrown our money together and got that figured out.
All
right?
right.
Yeah.
Maybe we
I just
did
can't
it.
imagine
Maybe
a
we
world
did
where
it.
I
Maybe
would
we did
see
it.
that and say anything other than kiss my
Yeah.
fucking dick. I'm not doing that.
No, but no, I get it. But let's
Yeah,
say,
but
in,
yeah,
let's say
I
in
mean-
some, in some world
Yeah.
we did it.
Yeah,
And
picture- imagine we're stupid.
We're playing it, and they're and whatever the day comes, and all this happens the week of. I'd be like, guys, we're not playing the show.
No.
No, and realistically,
I don't
think
care if we gave him $3,000. We're not playing
On
the
principle, no.
So,
Yeah.
looking at the lineup, the way that my brain puts it together is this lineup went from like all of those bands to the bands that were at the top that it didn't make a fucking difference. And then the bands at the bottom were the ones that probably sat there and were like, hey, we can't really afford the possibly negative image, so let's just suck it up and do it. And again, we paid in this much money, like we might as well at least take a chance at it working out. So, like, and I think that that's ultimately what the lineup became. When you look at the people that are our friends, and then you look at the bands that were there, like your Blessed to Fall and August Burns Red and all them, like, they're not gonna. It doesn't matter what they do at this point. You know what I mean? Like, they can play this festival, they can not play this festival, and they're gonna flatline no matter what. But the people at our level, probably, like I said, I that would have been my train of thought. Like, should we really kind of have this stigma on it? Does it look good for us? How does this look in the grand scheme?
I guess some of the bands are determined by the agent, so I get it.
Right. They're just going where they're told to go.
I guess in a smaller sense, if I had spent $500 on tickets, or what does it cost for 3 days of Capulet Fest?
I think the VIP at the most was like $700.
But $700. Okay, cool. I bought everything. I got everything. I bought the $700 package
Insane.
to Capulet Fest, and all this stuff is going down all week. I'm not going to that show.
And also too, as a band too, if you think about $3,000, think
I'm
about
not
what
supporting that.
you can as a band do with $3,000. Like when you think about any band at our point, right? Like think about your band, think about our band, like
Think about one of your six fucking projects.
Yeah, what we can do with $3,000, it's like you can spend a lot of money having somebody record you if you
recorded you, upgrade
yeah,
your gear.
you can buy gear. You could
Buy
in
lights.
theory buy a band van. You could if you found a good deal. You could I
down payment
could
on a van.
pay my fucking mortgage 3 times over.
Well, you gotta.
Oh, that's a
you do
terrible
have to
idea. I
Consider
mean-
though that they did. Some of the bands sold the tickets back and got their money back. You know what I mean?
I mean, there were.
Yeah, it's a possibility.
It seems like the turnout was so rough that it would be. I find it hard to imagine that anybody trying to profit.
Trying to profit, no, but maybe made them
Maybe break even.
I'm sure
That's
some
a
of the bands,
stretch,
like
though.
I'm pretty sure, like I don't know if they're telling the truth or not, but Saved by Scarlet, cool guys. They played it, and they're saying openly that they sold all the tickets and got their money back.
Yep.
And that they also got a payout, but I don't know what's going on with that.
Considering they couldn't pay the staff,
if that's I'm
not sure about that.
If that's the case, they couldn't do all those things with that money. They could get all that money. That would be a good thing to do with the money they got back that was theirs already to spend it on recording.
Yeah. I'm just saying, like that $3,000. It's like, the benefits of playing a show like that, where you're on this you're on a garbage time slot.
Yeah,
you're in fucking dog water opener territory.
Festival's as big as they say it is. It should be packed.
Playing a fucking nobody, or would spending that money. Would the benefits of spending that money in that situation?
When did the show actually
outweigh
start? When was it slotted to start?
So Friday started on time.
No. When was it originally supposed to be all happening at the Speedway? When was the door time at the Speedway?
1.
I thought it was early in that. That was
maybe noon.
Because Webster was 12:30.
Oh, okay.
So I assume it's probably in that 12 to 1 window.
Somewhere in that neighborhood, maybe.
Noon, then they start before doors.
No, so if bands were starting
right at doors, maybe.
If bands were starting at noon, maybe doors were 11.
I mean, I kind of like the start at doors slot because then everybody's rushing into the festival and getting towards the stage and trying to,
Yeah.
But we obviously, again, from the interview with Mike, he was saying that they didn't. On Saturday, doors are supposed to be 12:30. They didn't get let in until 2.
Yikes!
Sounds
just bad communication all the way around.
Which I think ultimately was because Upon a Burning Body and that other band dropped.
Yeah.
So they wound up pushing shit. I think that's ultimately what happened, but they didn't communicate that to anybody.
Good for Upon a Burning Body. Good for you guys.
Props to everybody that was transparent about this stuff and
it ain't worth playing that show.
No, it's really not. So I think we've kind of ground this to bits here. So before we kind of put a bow on everything here, Mr. Alex, I know you got some shit going on. I want you to tell the people what the fuck you got going on.
All right, so I have a band called Fathom Farewell, and we just got a new guitarist in the past few months named Chris Prendergast, and he just absolutely fucking shreds. He just shreds.
Just like that. That's what he sounds like.
That's the only note he plays. That one note.
Woo! Exactly.
Imagine.
Gets a lot of use out of that one.
Yeah, it's really interesting,
You got a new tune out, right?
Oh, yeah. What? Say that again?
You got a new tune out, right?
Yes, we got a new song out called One More Time. Go check that out, kids. It's everywhere. Spotify. It's on Deezer, even. I've never used Deezer.
I don't know if you use Deezer, sound off in this motherfucking
I think we might be on that too, actually.
I think we are.
Everybody uses DistroKid, which is a great distribution platform if you're an independent band looking to distribute stuff. But anyway, not music.
Yeah. I like calling songs tunes, like real jazz cat.
Oh yeah.
Shit.
Right,
show coming up. They're gonna. This will come out before the show, so you can.
You can it, okay? No, I'm just kidding. All right, so Fathom Farewell, September 18th. We're playing at the Bank of New Hampshire Pavilion, on the little hazy stage for Breaking Benjamin and Stained. So it's gonna be pretty sweet.
You get the before and after slot, right?
Yeah, not after. They switched it to just before, and
then they changed it.
And then we get to just go hang out and watch the show, dude. I'm so stoked.
Cool.
It's gonna be crazy. And
like the tailgaters.
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah,
the
brother.
Alligators.
Ooh,
yeah. Do you think they'll be drinking beers out there with the alligator?
Maybe.
Crazy. Are there alligators in New Hampshire?
No.
There's barely people.
There's
in
definitely
New
not alligators in New Hampshire.
Not a lot of teeth in New Hampshire.
Maybe a moose. Coyote.
It's good. We don't need green monsters running around. Well, green, gray, whatever they are.
More of a southern thing.
Yeah. I know. I'm just making conversation.
It's a great conversation.
I'm also in Papercut, a Linkin Park tribute. We have a show coming up at the Worcester Palladium, July 12th, and then I'm in tribute bands are really fun, kids. They're just a fun time. So my buddy Dustin's the bassist of Fathom Farewell. We started a System of a Down tribute called Jet Pilot X. We have a show that's going to be like his birthday bash, August 9th at Fett Music Hall. It's going to be great. And, we're writing, and it's looking really good. Set is tighter than ever. Very excited. And
we're playing together, and, by the time this comes out,
this
won't have mattered, and you'll have missed it, and that sucks for you, brother. But
you have to go 88 miles per hour in that DeLorean to get back to that show.
So we'll see you for that first time with that new lineup, a couple of days.
Yeah. And then, you got to post, Put like a caption, just be like, they were terrible. He lied.
They didn't even show up.
They didn't even play
That's a
that
good
note
idea.
that he said he would on the
That's a
podcast.
They didn't show up. They didn't pay the venue.
Unbelievable. I want my fucking money back.
Yeah, no, we write music for people that wear tinfoil shoes instead of hats. Yeah, you gotta keep your feet safe.
I hate when my feet get radicalized.
So the radio signals can't come up through your fucking toes.
Exactly, dude. The nerve endings in your feet. You're collecting information from the
make our
ground.
toes
feel like.
The Earth's core. It's it's not there because the Earth is flat.
Flat Earth.
just
Another
kidding.
flat Earth band. Confirmed
Definitely is.
flat
Holy
Earth band.
fuck.
No.
Breaking news.
So are we the only
You heard
flat
it here.
planet then?
You
Because
heard
all
it
the other
here
ones
first.
look round. So
You
are
know
we
what?
the one flat one?
Oh, we do not have time for this.
Wait a minute. Let me
Don't
confirm.
make me get AJ Styles in here. We don't have time for
I
this.
just want to
that'd be
confirm
great.
that I
It would
am
be.
a
I'd
flat
take it.
earther, and that obviously the stars are lights that are being pointed down at us by the government. So you better go to school with that one. And tell your history teachers they're full of shit.
I think you got your tinfoil hat in the wrong place.
No.
No, the tinfoil
Too late.
That's my
So
point.
wait, it's not a sphere. So is it like a nickel? Is it like a giant nickel floating through space?
I've seen
I
dumber
think that's what
things.
they think.
It's
Yeah.
more like a.
That's great.
I don't know.
Why are we doing this?
I
right
don't
now?
know. I don't know.
Holy shit!
It's
We
like
have
a
a show on
wafer. It's like
September
a
6th.
wafer.
Entirely my
know.
fault. Entirely my fault. My bad.
Holy shit.
Okay.
We have a show on September 6th, which, as of right now, when this episode comes out, is the only thing we have booked. Besides the show that you already missed because you're listening to this too late. Mike mentioned it is at the Met with Inspirit and Auburn, and I forget the other band that is on it.
Disease.
That's the one.
Yes.
So
Auburn reunion show.
It's going to rock ass.
That's
It's gonna
be
rock
fucking
ass.
Sick. That's gonna be sick. We're gonna try hard, maybe, to have a new song by that show.
We are
Maybe.
we are going
I think this is
ballistic
enough time.
on pre-production right now. So
We officially got all the songs we want to.
yeah, we wrote all the music we want to write. So it's time now to put some bows on some things.
Yeah.
Bow it
So
up.
hell yes, brother. Yes. Anything else? Any parting words besides the plugs?
Fuck Capulet Fest.
You smell good.
I don't.
Oh man,
And you shouldn't tell people lies like that.
Were you here for the whole episode? Don't you know what happens when you lie to people?
Oh no! Does my nose grow?
I
Mine does when I laugh.
think the attorney general gets involved.
Oh boy.
Woof. All right. Well, anyway, that's the show. And
Take out a loan if you're gonna.
Yep.
Take out a loan so I
Yeah.
can book Alice.
Make sure you get it approved before you confirm the bands.
Exactly. And
Do that.
Wrap up your money, kids.
Yeah.
The more you know.
And we'll
Save
see.
money.
We'll see you in hell.
You climb in your windows, snatching your money.
Trying to spend it, so you better hide your kids, hide your wife, hide your house, hide your car.
Don't mortgage that shit for the shit. Terrible.
Fuck this, I'm over it.
You got to keep that. Do not cut that off, whatever you do.